I live once more. Hi guys. So I want to share a couple things with you. First of all, I'm trying out new flavors of Canada Dry. One of them is black cherry. It tasted so bad, and I mean so bad, that I actually had to stop drinking it and pour it down the sink. It was terrible. Anyways, so that's a complete waste. But I got to share something else here really quick. So a friend of mine, somewhat recently, was like, "So what's a lore run?" I was like, "Well, let me explain what a lore run is to you. You see, blah 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 blah." Now, one thing I've noticed in my life is that when you try to explain something to someone, 9 times out of 10, when they ask you about it, they don't actually want the whole. Ask me again in a minute, Zeiss, when I'm done speaking. They don't actually want to know the whole answer. Like if they say, "Oh, your name's Magus," that's weird. How'd you get that name? They don't want the answer to that. They're just making conversations. 9 times out of 10, people just want the truncated answer. So I've gotten used to, over the long, long years, of giving people truncated answers, incomplete answers, in some cases answers that can be considered a lie, because the whole point is to just get across the point of the information rather than the details of the information itself as quickly, as succinctly as possible. Once in a blue moon, I'll actually get someone who wants to know the whole information. Now, this is actually one of the reasons why my show is not bigger than it is. Because most people don't want to have an hour of discussing or dissertating exactly what's up with a Star Trek movie or a particular video game. Most people want to hear, it's good, or it's good and here's why, dot, dot, dot. This is not complaining. This is just the way it is. I've called myself a few 100,000 times, I am a niche market, so only a few people actually want the whole tale. But I digress. The point here is, in this one case, he was like, no, what is a lore run really? What's the whole thing? It's like, oh, well, let me go ahead and explain the entirety of what a lore run is. And I'm explaining this whole thing, and he asked a question which flummoxed me for a second. He asked, well, how do you know? I was like, what do you mean? Well, you say you're going to analyze and dissertate. How do you know what was actually, what's true in the game? And so then I got into a brief analysis, or a description, of what exactly it means to have differences between, for example, what the developers intended, or what the writers intended, or interpretive works, and the idea of different things being different based on the individual, all that stuff. I just started talking about that in length, and so he said, oh, so what you're telling me is you just make it up. So, guys, I'm afraid the truth has been unveiled. I'm just making it all up. I'm a fraud. A sham. Leads me to a point, though. Some people have pointed out holes in my theory in the Force. And of course there are holes in my theory in the Force, because there is no such thing across all of Star Wars as one definition of the Force. That's kind of the point. No matter what particular interpretation you have of the Force, there is something in the extended universe to contradict it, right? There's no such... you get it, right? You see how that works, right? So that's just kind of how that works. However, that led me to an interesting question. We were talking earlier about if I had to do a light side, dark side dichotomy, how I would do it. And I said I would base it around the powers, but that got me thinking. If you, out there right now, had the choice of actually deciding whether or not Force powers could be light side or dark side or gray side or whatever, in other words, Force powers specifically came from a particular side of the Force or perspective of the Force or whatever, however you want to define that, or if there was just Force powers and they had nothing to do with light or dark or anything, it was just the Force, which would you pick? And, as ever, why? While we're doing that, let's see what class we're going to be. Drumroll, please. Django, tell me that you influenced everyone to choose Guardian, so we don't have to cheat for the rest of the run. Seriously, though, I'm curious what we got. Here we go. Drum roll. Oh, wow. Guardian by a mile. Did I only get like 20 people? No, 26. 26 people voting. That's so weird. Yeah, there are neutral powers in the KoTOR games, which is just weird. But anyways, okay, so we apparently be a guardian. Oh, but first we're going to talk to Mission.
Huh? Oh, sorry. I was thinking about Terrace. I still can't believe it's gone. I mean, I grew up there and now it's just gone. I don't really think there's anything you can say. I just have to find some way to deal with it, I guess. It'll take some time. Look, I'm not saying I can't go on or anything like that. It's just, it's a shock, you know? I mean, I knew the Sith were evil and all, but the reality of it kind of slaps you in the face. But I suppose that's why we need to stop Malik, right? The more time I spend dwelling on Terrace, the more chance some other planet will get wiped out. I guess that's what it comes down to. So don't worry about me. I'll be okay. And if you need my help against Malik or the Sith, I'll be there for you.
No shocking vet. What I'm asking Fearsome is, if you were in charge of the Force, like in a game or whatever, would you make Force Lightning a dark side power? Or would you make it a power? In other words, no light side or dark side dichotomy in the actual abilities.
Hey there. What? I'm sorry for the way I acted before. It's just that when it comes to Lena, I tend to get a little worked up. My brother and me had a good thing going. Sure, Griff had his run-ins with the law on Terrace, but we got by okay, until Lena came and ruined everything. She was a dancer at the cantina where my brother used to go play Pazik. Griff could be a real smooth talker, and it wasn't long before the two of them were dating. But Lena was used to dating rich Teresian nobles, guys with mountains of credits. Griff could never give her the lifestyle she was used to, no matter how hard he worked. I thought Lena would brush Griff off when she saw how poor he was, but for some reason, she stuck around. I guess she saw the potential for a big payday down the road. I saw Lena for what she really was, a busty, credit-grubbing cantina rat. She used Griff and took away the only family I had. After they'd been together for a few months, Griff told me he was leaving Terrace. He and Lena were going to try and make their fortune off-world. He promised as soon as he made enough credits he'd come back and get me, and we'd all live like royalty. That was 2 years ago. I haven't seen him since. I don't even know where he went. Oh, I know what happened. As soon as she got him off Terrace, Lena sunk her claws into Griff butt good. She twisted him around her little finger and made him forget all about me. I know I'll probably never see Griff again. But part of the reason I came with you was the hope that I could find out what happened to my brother. Don't worry. I won't let the search for Griff get in the way of what we're doing. Let's just get back to the task at hand. Is there anything else I can help you with? Okay, have it your way.
I hate Griff so much. Now, the way I phrased my question, it made it sound like a mechanics question, but what I really mean is in lore. Would you make Force Lightning something from the dark side in lore? Would you make Force Healing from the light side in lore, etc., etc., etc.? Zeiss, there are 3 answers to that question. And I'm trying to think of how to get you the answer, because there's his public answer, there's his private answer, and then there's his personal answer. And all 3 of those are different answers. I can tell you his public answer. That's easy. His public answer is, we must win the war. With as little bloodshed as possible. And he's been big on championing this whole elite forces thing, rather than sending massive swarms of infantry. It's also worth noting he's the one who's been having the most success on the war front. Damn it, Sean. We believe that all the Force comes from within. By the way, I'm apparently light side right now, as you can see. Oh. Well, see, the thing is, like I said, there is no such thing as canon when it comes to the Force. I mean, I feel like it's stupid to keep repeating it, but it's still true, and it keeps coming up. There is no canon perspective of the Force. It's all what you perceive it as. So, yeah. Make of that what you will.
Sure.
Yeah, what do you want?
I actually thought about that tattoo legit, because I have this really dark, evil-looking shirt, but it's really hot and uncomfortable, and that's actually why I decided not to. So now that we've heard about Griff, let's hear about something horrifying.
You want to hear tales of my exploits? Of the wars I've seen and fought, the enemies I've seen die by my hand?
No,
Sure,
Zeiss.
I'll humor you. My name's Canderous, of the Mandalorian clan Ordo. I've been fighting across the galaxy for 40 of your years. For my people, it is the honor and glory of battle that rules us. It's through combat that we prove our worth, gain renown, and make our fortunes.
Now, I just want to point this out because a lot of people compare Mandalorians to Klingons, with good reason, but the Klingon mindset is actually a little bit different than this. I'll talk about Klingons a lot when it comes to going through the TNG and the DS9 lore runs, or not lore runs, excuse me, ruminations, but suffice it to say, Klingons are more about politics than anything else. They keep talking about honor and battle, but truth be told, that's just a status quo societal political norm more than anything else. If you could literally translate honor to points, or coins, or any other scorecard, it's actually pretty much exactly how that works with the Klingon society, right? The Mandalorians have what I like to call a core-based industry. In other words, everything that they do in their life revolves around fighting. You meet a friend, you fight them. Depending how the fight goes, whether or not, or you meet a person, you fight them. Depending how that fight goes, you might actually become friends or enemies or whatever. If you want something from someone, you fight in order to get it. If you want to do this, you have to fight to do this. Just about every aspect of their society, of how they interact with others, revolves around fighting. So it is specifically the combat that matters to the Mandalorians, whereas in the Klingons, it is the honor that combat can bring. It's also why so many Klingons will do things dishonorably and do things that avoid combat if they believe that that will actually increase their reputation or their points or whatever. The Mandalorians will always be fighting simply to fight. It's one of the reasons why they're kind of a difficult X factor. It's actually one of the reasons I've always felt that they did this setup with regards to BioWare's thing, is to basically shut down the Mandalorians as a galactic power, because they were a galactic power up until this incident. And if they were still a galactic power in eras past, well, then they would be a huge shaker and mover in galactic politics, because everything they do involves fighting. It's one of the reasons they have so much respect for Revan and the people of that era. You know, it's just the way their culture works. So, why did the Mandalorians attack the Republic?
The Sith came to us with an offer. To fight a worthy enemy in a battle that would be remembered forever. Win or lose, as long as the fight is worthy, then honor is gained. The glory at having triumphed over impossible odds is what drives us. If there's nothing at stake, your possessions, your life, your world, then the battle's meaningless. We Mandalore take everything we are and throw it into battle. It's the true test of yourself. The battle against death. Against oblivion.
Now, note that he specifically says the Sith. This is something that a lot of people who are into Star Wars lore at the time are like, wait a minute. Because we all know Exar Kun's gone. And so the idea of an ancient Sith Empire at this point in time was kind of there's no real discussion about that. There's no real... there's nothing there. There's no Sith Empire at this point in history. At least up until this point in time. And so this was the first time we were like, wait a minute. Because, I mean, if you think about it for a second, that's the kind of line that would just slide under the rug. The Sith wanted us to do something. And yet the Sith right now, by definition, is Revan and Malak and their followers, right? But they didn't do that until after the war. So something doesn't add up there. It's very clear that the original intention was to have the ancient Sith Empire be this rising thing in the background that came in and swooped in and did all sorts of horrible stuff. And that all the events of the first two games were going to be a lead-up to the grand finale of KoTOR 3, where we're going to be fighting against the Sith Empire, and it'll be awesome. And we got Tor instead. Yeah, anyways. So that's it, basically. Moving on.
Times have changed now. The Mandalore clans have been scattered across the Outer Rim. The Republic is in decline, and the Sith Empire rises to take its place. The clans as
Yes,
they were
Pandemonium.
aren't a threat, but the galaxy still fears us. People think we war out of spite or bloodlust. They don't understand, and fear that. We only wanted the challenge of the battle, and glory from it, win or lose. And we lost. But now I have no real challenges. Crushing Davik's enemies and the pathetic gangs in the lower city of Taris could not be considered the most glorious of tasks. When I think of the battles I've fought, the thousands I've killed, the worlds I've burned, I weep for my past. We will never again speak of this. We've got work to do, so let's get to it.
Actually, we'll be speaking about this a lot more. But there's one other thing to mention about the Mandalorians. This is basically the real problem with the Mandalorian mindset. They threw everything into this grand battle, and they lost. And they lost so hard that the Mandalorians, as I just mentioned, will never, ever be a power again. The Mandalorians, as a very culture, are going to go on a non-stop downslide until it gets to the point where they basically don't exist. And Fett himself, as Jango and then Boba Fett, are going to be the only Mandalorians left, and are basically going to rebuild the clans from complete ash. But my point in all this, their mindset, once again, was short-term at the expense of the long-term. We will have this grand, glorious battle, and it will be wonderful and incredible, and then we'll lose. And again, they didn't even care if they won, if you really point out. They weren't going to conquer. They weren't going to, take the new realms and establish this new dynasty. So whether they had won or they had lost, the Mandalorians ultimately were burning their bridges for the future, destroying any possibility of a long-term existence of their culture society, because right now it'll be awesome! And then it all went to hell. I keep bringing this up because there are many, many different allegories for the now at the expense of the then mindset, which is shown throughout this. It's not always shown as bad either, because there are tactical and personal reasons why you should focus on the now instead of the then sometimes. But as I've already pointed out, some of those examples are cases of blatant stupidity. Cough, Malik, cough, cough. It's not confirmed absolutely 04 Al-Sabi, but most people, myself included, believe that he is in fact referring to the Yuzun Vong.
Yeah, what do you want?
Yeah, now we gotta level him again. So I'd just like to say that there's something I haven't had in many, many years. I'm going to eat it right now live on the stream. Yes, that's right, guys. I'm going to be eating nerds! Specifically, these are apparently strawberry nerds. Okay, that's all for that. Where's... By the way, hey Samurai. Hope things are going smooth for you. No, I'm a geek, Reach, sorry.
Sure. Yeah, what do you want?
Hey there. Don't worry.
Wow, these are really sweet. Time to become a guardian.
Bastila has told us of a most unusual development. She claims you and she have shared a dream. A vision of Malak and Revan in the ancient ruins here on Dantooine.
These ruins have long been known to us, but we believe them to be merely burial mounds. Perhaps they're more than we first suspected, if Revan and Malak found something there.
Bastila has described this shared dream to the Council in great detail. We feel it is more than a dream. It is a vision. The Force is acting through you, as it acts through Bastila.
You and Bastila share a powerful connection to the Force, and each other. This is not unheard of. Connections often form between master and student, but rarely does a bond develop so quickly.
Whatever dangers may lie ahead, we cannot ignore the destiny that has brought you and Bastila here to us, together. You and she are linked, as is your fate to hers. Together, you two may be able to stop Darth Malak and the Sith.
But do not let your head be filled with visions of glory and power. Such thoughts are the path to the dark side. The way of the light is long and difficult, as you must learn. Are you ready for such hardship?
Good. It is well that you see how important this is, and have the devotion to follow it. Understand that there is little choice in this matter, for you or us. Across the galaxy, the numbers of our order dwindle. We have sent many Jedi in quest of a way to thwart Malak's advance. Many have not returned. The Sith hunt the Jedi down like animals, ambushing and assassinating our brothers wherever they are found. We fear it is only a matter of time until they discover even this hidden refuge.
Other Jedi have fallen from the light and embraced the dark side, giving their allegiance to the Sith and Malak, their Dark Lord.
You haven't been paying attention. I've been choosing the lie option each time. But I'm not going to do it this time.
Perhaps our hope lies in the dream you and Bastila shared. The Council has come to the conclusion that you and Bastila must investigate the ancient ruins you dreamed of.
Yeah, he says
Perhaps there you
Bastila,
will
by the way.
find some clue, some explanation of how Revan and Malak were corrupted. And perhaps there you shall find a way to stop them.
Ah! Uh-oh. It's time to lie for the dark side.
Yes, your devotion is most commendable. Before we send you to investigate the ruins, you must be trained in the ways of the Jedi, so that you can resist the darkness within yourself, within all of us. Otherwise, you are doomed to fail.
I surrender my will to the Council.
We must begin your training at once. You have a destiny upon you that you must be prepared to face. The entire fate of the galaxy is upon you.
I can only hope you will prove up to the task.
The path you have chosen.
It's time for a montage. Gotta show a little bit of improvement each time. To show it all would take too long.
Teach you to channel the power of the Force. To truly understand the way of the Jedi, you
I
must
don't
open
know
your
the rest of the
mind
lyrics to that song.
Seek wisdom in the teachings of the great masters of our order. The Jedi is never alone. Others in the Order will always stand by you.
Ah, the tiger, the feeling so strong. With Tony beside me, I can't just go wrong. It's the eye of the tiger.
The way of the Jedi is difficult. It requires great...
Sometimes wonder how long we spend here training.
Yet even though you are a mere apprentice, your potential is unlimited. And your progress amazing. In all my years, I have never seen one who has mastered the initial...
It's almost like I've already been trained.
You've done in weeks what many cannot do in years. I am honored to welcome you fully.
Yeah, no, but weeks is still vague.
Soon your apprentice
And doesn't answer my question.
And you will be granted the title of Padawan, the lowest rank of those within the Jedi Order. Yet first you must prove yourself worthy.
Very well. Then I will prove myself worthy.
In the traditions and customs of our order, as handed down from master to pupil for 1,000 generations. You must
1,000
successfully
generations.
complete 3 tests before you earn your place among the Jedi.
I'm ready for these tests, my master.
These tests will see if you have truly mastered the training you have been given, both mental and physical.
Blah, 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 blah. Hang on. I'm going to go make sure we're dark side, because we're dark side right now. Actually, dark side 2.
Upon completing these tests, you will pass from apprentice to Padawan and join in the ranks of the Jedi.
But that
First,
still doesn't answer
I will
me,
test your
Django.
knowledge of the Jedi Code.
God.
These tenets must always guide your actions. In everything you do, you must always be conscious of their wisdom. You must prove you have a Jedi's understanding of the code. Return when you feel you are ready for this challenge.
Dark side points gained. Yes. Okay. I don't remember this, so I'm just going to...
Greetings, my young pupil.
Yes, I'm ready.
Soon your apprenticeship will... In the
Yeah.
traditions and...
I'm ready for the
These
tests.
tests will see... First, I will... You must now... There is
no emotion. There is peace.
There is no ignorance.
There is no ignorance. I don't know the Jedi Code like at all, by the way. There is serenity, harmony, justice. It's not the Force. Knowledge? No, that's too obvious. Is it not? Okay, there's knowledge.
There is no passion.
There is no passion. There is serenity.
There is no chaos.
There is the Force.
That is not correct.
Damn it! Damn it! Okay, let's try this again. I'm ready. I'm ready. There is no emotion. There is stupidity. There is no emotion. There is stupidity. Look, I'm Revan. Can I just bypass this? Okay, so let's try harmony. Or no, wait, no, there's no emotions. This has got to be peace. There's no ignorance, there's knowledge, there's no passion, there's serenity, there's no chaos, there's harmony. There's no death, there's the Force. There. God, dude. Ugh, freaking code. No, okay, let's actually pause for a moment. We mentioned the Sith code earlier, and I mentioned how most Sith don't actually follow that code because they're dumb. But the Jedi Code... Jedi Code's a little bit different. Thanks, Munch. I appreciate that. And Psychotic does the same thing. The Jedi Code is weird to analyze because... Well, here, hang on. Let me pull up the whole list here. Hang on. We're going to spin to win for a second here. Scroll, 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 scroll. Okay, there's no emotion. There's actually several Jedi codes. We're going to use the one they just mentioned. So there's no emotion, there's peace. There's no ignorance, there's knowledge. There's no passion, there's serenity. There's no chaos, there's harmony. There is no death, there is the Force. Now, I can't possibly disagree with that more. There is no emotion, there is peace. Because emotion is universally bad and therefore needs to be removed. And peace can only happen without emotion, right? I mean, emotion could never lead to peace. There's no ignorance, there is knowledge. That is wonderfully ironic for the Jedi Code to actually be mentioned, right? There's no passion, there is serenity, because we like to be repetitious with the Jedi Code. There's no chaos, there is harmony. Once again, chaos being a bad thing for some reason, even though harmony itself also can lead to a tremendous state of stagnation, if actually balanced properly, but whatever, we're not going to cover that one. The last one, though, the last one is the one I really want to talk about. There is no death, there is the Force. Hey, Joseph. Peas are bad. Yeah, we all hate green peas, right? Seriously, though, for a moment. There is no death, there is the Force. There is a mindset that is hard to explain, and I'm sure there's a philosophical term for it, but it basically means death is meaningless because they will keep going anyways. I don't mean like in an afterlife thing. I mean the ideas of a person will keep going and the ways they have influenced other people, and in some ways this goes into a metaphysical thing. For example, some people believe that because of the atoms that made up that person will keep going, that person will go on forever. In other words, both life and death are meaningless. The only thing that matters, well, and that kind of leads to a nothing matters thing. But anyways, the point being, that whole mentality is exactly what there is no death, there is the Force invokes within me when I think of that line. The entire idea there being, do not weep for the death of people. Do not cry because Terrace just got destroyed. Don't be upset because your master just got stabbed through the chest by Darth Maul right in front of you. There is no death. There is the Force. And not only is that something I cannot possibly disagree with more. Wow, Django. Absolutely, Titans. Yeah, it's just, this whole thing is dogmatic to crap and back. Now, as was pointed out in chat, I'm going to say this out loud. The original Jedi Code was emotion yet peace, ignorance yet knowledge, passion yet serenity, chaos yet harmony, death yet the Force. In other words, the idea that these things exist, emotion exists, chaos exists, passion exists, ignorance exists, and yet we try to combat these things with the tenets we agree with and feel towards. An acknowledgement of the reality of the situation rather than trying to alter reality with this frickin' code of dogmatic bullcrap that was established by what's-his-face? I got his name. Odin that's his name. Well, I just need a smack in the face until he falls over dead. So that was the original Jedi Code. And then Dogma happened. Now, much further along, about 4,000 years later, Luke used a different code. Jedi are the guardians of peace in the galaxy. Jedi use their powers to defend and to protect. Jedi respect life in any form. Jedi serve others rather than ruling over them for the good of the galaxy, and Jedi seek to improve themselves through knowledge and training. Now, whether you agree with that or not, that is very Luke, and very much speaks of his own mindset. And I would still say that that's absolutely way better than, for example, the Jedi Code that we were just shown. I think Palpatine was playing Plagueis like a fiddle. That's just my perspective on a Pandemonium. Now, there's one other thing here. I'm trying to find it. Oh, it's not going to be in here, is it? Whatever. Doesn't matter. I just wanted to mention that because I don't even know where to start. It's the lobster boiling the pot thing, Actually, Fearsome, canonically, I believe Malik and Revan were the first people to go by Darth. At least at one point in time. That may have changed by now. And I'll go look that up real quick. Because it's changed several times. And occasionally it'll be like, here's the first person to be called a Darth. And it's funny because even though at the time Malik and Revan were the first Darths, everyone was talking about Darth like they knew what it was. Which is kind of weird. Okay, here we go. Either way, we do know that Darth, one way or another, in canon, is a usage of a Rakatan word. In other words, there's several different words in Rakata language that could be used for Darth. Blah, 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 blah. See, yeah, here's the problem, and the wiki here mentions what I was already about to mention. What was supposed to happen was Malik and Revan started the Darth thing by using the term Darth as a Rakatan term, something they learned from the Rakata people and from all that thing, right? However, that was completely thrown out the window because of certain circumstances with it being around, way before that incident. People actually referring to people as Darth, and going back as far back as 6900 BBY, which is a good 2,900 years before Malik and Revan, with Darth and Dendu and whatnot. So, long story short, I have no frickin' idea who the first Darth was. It's changed a few times over history, so there's that. What am I doing? Oh, I'm going this way. Onwards. I should level him. Hey, Ultimate Paradox.
What?
Huh?
What?
You ever want to accomplish
Huh?
this game in
What?
slow mode? Just
Sure.
do this.
What?
Huh?
Yes?
What?
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 Yeah?
Yeah?
Sure.
Huh?
What?
Sure.
Okay, I'm done. I'm done.
I see you insist on wandering the halls of our enclave when you should be busy studying your lessons.
Okay. My training's going well, Master Jackass.
It appears that soon you will achieve the rank of Padawan. Master Jar is most impressed with your progress, but I cannot help but wonder if you move forward too quickly.
What?
Huh?
What?
Yeah?
What?
Kachi!
You should speak to Master Doric.
Oh, Doric, right? Sorry. I don't know. Fascism is a weird thing to talk about, Titans. I do think it's a form of
Come, young apprentice, at Master
doctrine.
Czar's bidding. He sees great promise in you, as do I. The time has come for you to choose the color of your lightsaber. This
See you around,
color also
Alsabi.
reflects your demeanor and position within the order.
Okay.
Yellow is the color
Whoops,
of the
didn't mean
Jedi
to.
Sentinel. This Jedi ferrets out deceit and injustice, bringing it to light. They focus less on combat and more on other skills and abilities. Green is the color of the Jedi Consular. This Jedi seeks to bring balance to the universe. They mediate between other groups, using their powers to end conflict and preserve peace.
There was a woman who's actually an android whose name I can never think of from Shadows of the Empire who primarily used martial arts. I don't remember any others off the top of my head. Fun fact about the red crystal thing. For those of you who don't know, the red crystal thing is hilarious because red crystals are manufactured crystals. This is actually really in keeping with the mindset of the Sith. Red crystals are quick, easy, and cheap to manufacture. In other words, the reason most Sith use them is a byproduct of their own mentality. In other words, I could go into a cave in the middle of nowhere, laboriously find the one crystal that really speaks to me, or that I have found and earned, or I could make one in a lab in 10 minutes. That's why, and those kind of artificial crystals produce that red hue, which is why so many of the Sith use the red crystals, right? Guri, that was her name. Guri. But yeah, and so that's the whole red crystal thing in a nutshell. Guardian.
Indeed. We shall see. I will now ask you questions, and your responses will indicate which class you lean most towards.
I said
A
Guardian.
woman and her small child are beset by
I
a
just said
desperate
Guardian,
group
dude.
of thugs.
This is not
They're
Morrowind.
menacing her with weapons, and she screams to you for help. What do you do?
Well, I could attack the thugs, stop the thugs, or beat the crap out of the thugs.
Indeed. Very well. On to the next question. You are in combat with a dark Jedi allied with the Sith. There is a pause in the combat. What do you do?
Well, we're dark side right now, aren't we? Yeah, we are. Thought so. There's a cause in the combat. Attack him again.
I suspected as much. Now for the next question. There is a locked door.
This guy's voice actor
Your
sounds like the
goal
Morrowind
lies
guy,
on
doesn't
the
he?
other side. What do you do?
I smash! Revan, smash!
I am beginning to see a pattern here, apprentice. I have a feeling about what you would be best at. But first, the final question. You are the head of an enclave on a contested world. The Dark Jedi have infiltrated and are causing unrest across the planet. What do you do?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there are natural red crystals as well, but the point is the artificial crystals are naturally red for the most part. Okay, so there's Dark Jedi. I could coordinate, or I could lure them, or I could smash!
Yes, I thought as much. As I suspected, you would be most suitable as a Jedi Guardian. Which color and path do you believe yourself most
Lots of
suited
them,
to?
Pandemonium. Most of them, really. I love this. It's like, which do you want to be? And then you do the quiz, and then he tells you what you should be, and then you get to choose again. I get it.
Here is a blue crystal for your lightsaber. Go speak to Master Jar again, and he will instruct you in how to construct it.
Luke's crystal was green, you're right, but he spent a really long period of time by memory producing it. I could be wrong about that, but I remember him talking about how long and meticulous and all that fun stuff that he did, that all that time he spent working on it. Yay, I get all sorts of Jedi stuff. Now to pick things without regards to Django whatsoever. No, I'm kidding. Let's go with Flurry. Flurry! Powers. Cure? And speed. Can I not get... But I could get super speed, Django. I could have speed right now. I could be going really, really fast and killing people. Right now. Okay, fine. We'll get Cure. Okay. Oh, right. I don't have a saber yet. Where is... Hang on a second. I gotta find some. I've been keeping notes for many months. Now, whoosh. The time has come to use them. No, stop, stop! Oh my god! I couldn't stop. There we go. We're ready to be revving.
Ah, good. Now that you have selected your crystal, we shall begin the construction of your lightsaber.
Alright guys, I know this normally takes forever, but I'm gonna do it in about 3 seconds here. There, done. I have a new lightsaber. Okay. Fanboy moment. When this first happened, when I first played this game for the very first time and I pulled out my lightsaber, I had a little moment. How many of you guys had a similar moment? I'm honestly curious, because my first it was just like, yes, lightsaber! Because lightsabers just have a cool factor for me. I have my lightsaber. It's right here. By the way, orange is a crystal option. If anybody's curious.
You have done extremely well in constructing your lightsaber, apprentice. Your crystal seems to have been set perfectly. It is rare indeed for that to happen the first time one constructs their lightsaber. These crystals are very rare, found only in certain caves strong in the Force. By adding crystals to your lightsaber, you can alter or enhance its
console
properties.
commands, last
There
echo.
have even been unconfirmed rumors of certain Force-sensitive caves here on Dantooine that may hold these crystals. Your lightsaber identifies you as a member of the Jedi Order. With such recognition comes honor and respect, and the attentions of dangerous enemies. The Sith and Dark Jedi will seek to destroy you, apprentice. And you must prove yourself worthy in battle against a foe who also wields a lightsaber. Are you ready to face the final challenge, apprentice?
No, I got this, Django. This is grapefruit flavor, Sean.
For every Jedi, the threat of the dark side is always present. You must truly understand this before you are accepted into the Order. You must see the corruption of the dark side for yourself. Even here on Dantooine, there are places where the dark side holds sway, twisting and tainting nature.
God, we're
itself.
dark side right now.
Ancient
We're gonna go kill
grove once
Juhani.
used for deep meditation by the Jedi is
Okay,
now tainted.
I'm down with that.
A wave of darkness perverts the region around it. The Kath hounds in the area have become savage and ruthless. They have become a threat to the settlers. A threat the Jedi have promised to stop.
What would you have me do?
The Kath hounds are but a symptom of the true problem. You must journey into the grove and confront the true source of the darkness. That is your task. I can say no more. Some things you must see for yourself.
Juhani must.
None of the other Jedi at the Academy are permitted to help you in this task. A Jedi acts with patience and care, and those on the
Seriously though, guys, you got a ton of time. I'm gonna do some other cutscenes and quest stuff, so nobody
dark
donate right
side
now.
Still taints the ancient grove. Your lessons
I've got like 3
continue
quests to
until the
pick up
spreading
before I even get
corruption
out
of the
there too.
dark side has been stopped.
You got tons of time.
This is your task.
Be calm.
apprentice. May the Force be with you.
I am not doing the Romeo and Juliet quest as the dark side. I mean, I guess I could. Alright. Django, my canon Revan, who was actually female, has always been a dual saber. But, I mean, we're kind of playing a Darth schizophrenic here, so we'll go ahead and do a non-dual saber. Are we going to be dual wielding for your build, Django, or are we going to be using a single, weak, pathetic, worthless, disgusting, terrible, awful saber? Because I gotta look up a code then, one way or the other. Yeah, Darth Schizo, exactly. Ah! I told you guys you had time. It's okay, Fitzcott, I swear. You know, have I ever explained to you my mentality on the donation incentive thing, Fitzcott? Because you're one of like 3 people who's brought that up, and I keep meaning to, and I don't remember if I have. Off camera, of course, Padawan. Ah! Here comes more. Well, let's do a quest thing while those stack up. Come on, where is she? Oh yeah, we gotta go in. We gotta go in, right? There she is.
Mission, is that you? It's me, Lena, remember? I was dating your brother back on Terrace.
Lena? What are you doing here? Where's Griff?
I'm just passing through. Griff and I broke up a few months after we left Terrace together. Probably for the best. Your brother can be charming, Mission, but he's bad news.
Don't you start trashing my brother, you cantina rat. Take that back or I'll smack you so hard your head tails will pop off.
Mission, what's wrong with you? Why are you acting this way? Yeah, I know how she feels. Griff can be pretty frustrating. I guess that's why Mission didn't want
Mace
to come with
Windu,
us when we
Olivia.
left Terrace.
You liar! Griff told me that you didn't want his little sister tagging along. That's why he had to leave me behind.
Is that what the Hutt Spawn told you? I wanted you to come with us, Mission. I even offered to pay for your ticket. Why not? I paid for everything else while I was with that freeloader. But he told me you didn't want to leave Terrace. I said we shouldn't even go then. But he said we'd come back and get you after we struck it rich on Dantooine. Just another one of his lies.
No, you're the one who's lying. Griff wouldn't... He wouldn't try to leave me behind.
Think about it. If Griff wasn't trying to ditch you, Mission, then why didn't he tell you where we were going? After we left Terrace, he told me looking after you was holding him back. Griff's always looking to blame other people for his own problems. That's why he abandoned you. He did the same thing to me, too. As soon as I ran out of money, he started blaming me for all of his problems. Like it's my fault his get-rich-quick schemes never work out.
So where's Griff now?
Still on Dantooine, as far as I know. Not that I really care anymore. And if Mission was smart, she'd forget about that no-good con artist.
But Griff is my brother. I just can't pretend he doesn't exist. If he was here to defend himself, Lena wouldn't be saying all this bad stuff about him.
Hey, if you want to talk to Griff, go ahead. Last I heard, he was going to make a fortune working the Zerka Corp mines on Dantooine. But as far as I'm concerned, he's out of my life forever.
Griff's better off without you anyway, you table-dancing, brother-stealing home wrecker.
I guess that's my cue to leave then. I didn't mean to upset you, Mission. But one day you'll see I'm right about your brother. I only hope it's not too late by then.
Okay, let's check our donations really quick. Which has shoved us to the light. Shoved us to the spinny side of the Force. Okay, quick! We gotta go do Jahani. Oh, right, I should,
Yeah, what do you want? I was one of the best youth warriors in the clan Ordo in my time. No one before me had mastered the power of our Basilisk war droids as quickly as I had. Except Mandalore himself, of course. In those days, we were sweeping across the Outer Rim, destroying all who fought us. Young Mandalores would prove themselves in real combat with unknown opponents above 1,000 worlds. Each brought back stories of his achievements.
I thought Mace Windu invented Vapad, however you pronounce that. I want to show something off really quick if I can find it. Ah! Thank you. But you didn't put a thing. What's it for? Reach? Oh, it's more for light side. You got it. We'll get even more of a buffer to make sure that Juhani lives. Okay. I hope this will suffice. Since we're just capturing my monitor, it's going to be easy. So what we've got here, as you can see... Whoa, shoot. Okay, these are war droids. These are Basilisk war droids. See these suckers? I just mentioned this because they're like not shown ever across the whole thing, but this is what they are. They're literally like a bestial thing with a bajillion guns attached to them, and rocket jets and a few other horrible, horrible things. This is kind of what it looks like. Kind of what it looks like when they're blowing the crap out of stuff. And ditto for this. Now you notice they're actually really small, but they also don't really need to be all that big because they're frickin' war droids. So yeah. Oh, there's one in KoTOR too? God, I don't even remember that. Whatever. Shrug. It's actually been a while since I've played KoTOR too.
I remember it well, orbiting high above a placid world, its defenses just stirring. As was tradition, I would go ahead of the first wave to find enemies in the thickest fighting. I remember sitting there in my armor, linked directly with a basilisk thrumming beneath me, my heart racing with fear of the coming battle. Every new warrior has to fear to understand how to beat it. You must know that. The doors opened in front of me, and the air was sucked out of the drop bay, scattering crystals of frozen vapor across my path. I can't describe what it feels like to look directly down at a world, falling continuously as you circle it, with barely 15 centimeters of armor plate protecting you. When the magnetic locks disengaged on my droid, I plunged out of the drop bay towards the battle that waited below. The exhilaration, the euphoria I felt as I streaked into the atmosphere, dodging self-guided projectiles and beam weapons, was unmatched. An 80-kilometer plunge through the atmosphere, dodging and weaving, the outside of my armor glowing like the sun with the heat of re-entry. And with barely 30 meters to spare, I twisted and skimmed the surface, firing at the giant beam generators that were in my path. The explosion from that sent shock waves that leveled the entire complex around it. It was the moment of my life.
That's the kind of man Kandros was. And yet, remember how he mentioned how he regrets his past?
I'll never forget those times. But things are different now. We can't go on fighting the way we did. There are too few of us left now. But I really don't want to talk about this anymore. I trust I've satisfied your curiosity for now. Is there something else you want to know? Your choice.
Yeah.
Hey there. Don't tell me you believe Lena's lies. Griff might be working as a miner on Dantooine, but the rest of her story is Bantha Poodoo. You can't trust someone like her. At least Griff's free of her clutches. I'd like to go speak to the Circa Corp rep on Dantooine if we have time. Maybe I can arrange to see my brother again.
Yes, Padawan. Even in this game, they mentioned that the Sith, whoever those are, pushed them into it. So even with the original storyline, the Sith caused the Mandalorians to start the war.
I just hope he's not in any kind of trouble when we do.
Of course, in the Torah storyline, Vishay pretty much specifically pushed them into this stuff. But, you know, whatever. Oh no, I can't get his right now, can I? But I still need one of their conversations, so we'll do this. But yeah, it's probably a good thing the Mandalorians were wiped off the galaxy. I hate to say that, but it's true. They were not the kind of things that exist for, good. You know what I mean? Actually, yeah, the similarities between the Krogan and the Mandalorians as they're presented here are pretty significant, now that I think about it. But of course, that's generalizing, and I don't want to generalize too much. But Dakoita is correct. As I mentioned earlier, there was no real victory for the Mandalorians. If they won, the best they had was a situation where it's like, yeah, we won! Okay, let's go find someone else to fight. And of course, the entire idea of internecine conflict, well, let's just say the Mandalorians like to fight themselves just as much as they like to fight everyone else, so...
What?
Tilda. See?
Yes, what's on your mind?
Yeah, what are you...
Alright, we're done here for now. Onwards! Don't lie to me, Django. You and your voodoo methods of changing a party without being in the home base. What is this, Final Fantasy VII? Where I have a cell phone that changes my party? Okay, I'm sorry. I just got a real quick thing with the Terminator thing. Ah, shoot. I did it perfectly. Damn it! I had, like, the perfect beat for the Terminator thing, and I just lost it there. Mr. Blasty? Well, of course it does. I mean, it's just been that way for forever, and... I don't know, in honesty. Beautiful world, by the way. I would love to see Dantooine with really updated, modern, super awesome graphics. Hey, I found Nemo.
It is good sometimes to stop and reflect on the beauty of nature and the Force. I am sorry. I tend to get carried away. I do not believe we have met, apprentice. My name is Nemo. Is there something I can help you with?
Hi, I am a Jedi. And I am correct.
Indeed. What is it you would like from me? The Council has told you nothing of the Grove?
Only if it wasn't about to be wiped out and didn't have Jedi on it, little Billy.
Do not be so quick to judge circumstances about which you are ignorant. Not everything may be as transparent as you would believe.
Possibly
The
Pandemonium.
Grove can be found
I'd have to think
to the
about it more.
south and east in the plains, but be wary of Cathounds. They may be agitated by the power in the Grove. Is there something else I can help you with?
Nope. See you around, Nemo. Captain.
Greetings, friend. I think I can safely assume you are a member of the Jedi Order. Has the Council agreed to hear our petition?
So I kind of mentioned earlier that the view outside looking inside to the Jedi Order is really, really weird. I've already mentioned that with regards to Karth. That'd be awesome, Rigel. Anyways, so the idea that, you know, someone looking at, who is not a Jedi interacting with a Jedi is immediately like, hey, you know, they obviously all Jedi interact as one unified group, right? So they don't have an understanding of the mechanics or the inner workings or the bureaucracy, and there is actually a lot of bureaucracy amongst the Jedi Council and the Light Jedi. So, yeah, you actually, this guy being like, hey, it's a Jedi, and therefore, by virtue of being a Jedi, obviously you know everything about his situation. It's actually very similar to something that happens in real life. If you've ever heard people who call into a tech support thing, they automatically assume that simply because you are one of the tech people who work at the company, that you know everything about their circumstance and their situation automatically, even though several times when you pick up, this is the first time you've ever talked to this person or seen their ticket. So, you know, it's a similar mindset there. Probably the Yoda wannabe Dragon Cat. He is one of the only ones who goes on for a while. So anyways, yeah, so this is why this guy is like, hey. And yeah, it's like being a computer guy. It's the same, like I said, it's the same general philosophy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was mistaken. Does the Council require our presence?
By the way, Ethan Phillips, again.
Ah, yes. Thank you, Master Jedi. Stay here, Rilka. I'll be back in an hour or so.
Yes, dear. Good luck. Alright,
what am I right now? Dark side. Hang on a second. Since we need to have some different armor on. There we go. We're good.
You a Jedi? How long can you people continue to sit by and claim you protect
And
us?
what I was just talking about.
Ha! You sit in your enclave safe from the Mandalorians while we suffer.
To KoTOR, that is a very valid question. Ooh, big plane. So, what are you talking about?
Those Mandalorian brutes have killed my daughter.
You should have protected her better. And you call yourself her father.
And what am I supposed to do against a dozen Mandalorians and Duros? Nothing. There was nothing I could do. They came to our land demanding our livelihood. But Ilsa, my Ilsa, said no. There was nothing I could do. Too many of the Mandalorians and their Duros allies. I've come here to ask you, please, Master Jedi, stop these raiders and get revenge for my daughter.
Well, we are light side, so I am supposed to be stupid. I do want to talk about something, though, because there is something we're talking about here, and it's what Pandemonium just mentioned. One of the things that I always liked about Luke was that Luke... No, Baronessa, I hate that guy so much. Luke always had the perspective that the Jedi exist to serve, to help, to take care of, right? That they help, that they were shepherds, basically. They are here to take care of others, right? I mention this specifically, though, because most of the other Jedi are like Nero's as over. No, I'm kidding. Most of the other Jedi are like, no, we're just going to be stupid idiots. Like, for example, here we have a situation where there are people who live on this planet who are being hassled by the equivalent of bandits and worse. What I would refer to in Primus as pirates. Really bad people. Hostis Inhumani Generis or whatever. Enemies of humanity. So, why exactly is it that the Jedi have literally refused to raise a finger to help defend these people, protect these people, and drive out the enemy? And yet we already know the answer, don't we? These are the Jedi who are war-weary twice. We have these guys, those who are alive from the Exar Kun debacle, and those who are alive during the Mandalorian garbage, which immediately led into the current garbage. So it's really easy to understand why so many Jedi are like, no, we're not going to get involved in all this crap. Some of them are tired of it. Some of them think fighting isn't helping. Some of them think that there's nothing they can do to fix the situation. One of the perspectives, and I don't remember where this is, it's in one of the books, but one of the perspectives I remember reading from the Old Republic when there was lots of Jedi around was a Jedi who was like, yes, we could walk in and try to mediate and try to protect, but that's not our job. We don't have the authority to do that. We can't act without the established authority granting us permission to act. So that's another perspective as to why the Jedi have decided to not help against the Mandalorians and all the other garbage that goes on around here. Now, the funny thing about all this is, while all of those are at least valid perspectives under some circumstances, I just feel like pointing out that even if they didn't want to go out and slaughter all the Mandalorians, which, okay, valid, why don't they go out and protect the people? Jedi defenders would be able to fight off any attacks from the Mandalorians, and the Mandalorians would either A, keep flinging them all at them until the Mandalorians are no longer a threat, or B, give up and move on to another world because they can't accomplish anything here, right? Think about that for a moment. Even if you don't want to interfere, simply putting up a wall, a defensive shield, is something that would be very easy for the Jedi to do. And yet they refuse to do even that. Why? Now, what I'm trying to say here is that I, of course, have my opinion. And my opinion is that, God, get off your ass and go help people! That's my opinion. And I feel very strongly about that opinion. However, when I remove the emotion from the circumstance, and when I remove my own opinion from the circumstance, what I am left with is the idea that this is actually a much more gray situation than it looks like. This is not actually a very black and white circumstance. The Jedi trying to help and defend people has huge moral, ethical, governmental, long-term consequences that come from that. At what point in time is the line crossed between the Jedi simply supplanting the military? We know what happens when the Jedi just walk in and start actually acting as generals. We saw that during the Clone Wars. And that was a deliberate trap for the Jedi. So it's not like there is just a good and a bad answer to this question. It's just I'm pointing out that the Jedi have seemingly universally decided to just withdraw, to completely be segregate at this point in time. After the Exar Kun debacle, after 2 wars, we're over here. One and only thing I will give to KoTOR is the Jedi have finally started spreading back into the Republic and integrating with it, actually becoming part of the society, part of the worlds, part of the people, rather than trying to push themselves off to the side. So, like I said, I hate what the Jedi are doing here, but that's my opinion. I know this is not a black and white issue, and that's really the point I wanted to make here. So, yeah, I'm going to help protect you because I'm a good guy and I'm not a frickin' idiot.
I will give you all I have. Just
I don't want your stuff.
Annihilate them from the face of this planet.
Really, I don't want anything from you. See these robes? See these? Well, I am sorry, Hunter Black Luna, for reading into things. It varies based on the era, Mr. Blasty, but at this point in time, it's probably leaning heavily towards the mundanes.
Greetings, young Jedi. I wonder if you could assist me.
Hey, it's the Love Droid quest!
Companion, you see?
Your companion?
We were working on my farm to the north of here. I was working in the garden outside, and he was working inside. I heard the door to the house open, but not close. I went to see and found it wide open. I searched everywhere and could not find him. I worry so much. I need him back so badly. I wonder if he... Could he have been kidnapped?
I don't think there is one, Titans. In all honesty. I know there's a mod to give you the mask, but it actually doesn't work right.
Not that I know of. None of my neighbors really know he's there. Maybe it was the Mandalorians. Or maybe Cathhounds. But no, Cathhounds are not intelligent enough to open doors. Although they have been more vicious lately. No, it must have been someone who could open the door by himself. Come to think of it, the door was locked.
Yeah, sorry. No No mask, guys. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Ashley. I'm telling you guys, the more you play older BioWare games, the more you're going to recognize voices.
No. The door was undamaged and showed no signs of tampering. Well, yes, it could have, but he had no reason to run away. His programming...
A droid?
Well, yes. He is a droid, but he is very valuable to me all the same. He's the last piece of my poor passed-away husband that I have left. He is very dear to me, my precious is. I don't know what I'd do without him. He's the only companionship I have on all of Dantooine.
You live alone for this droid?
He is a personal assistance droid. My husband was a genius at constructing droids. He made this one capable of taking care of me for the rest of my life. As a last
And
legacy
he
of my husband,
does.
for my own personal ease of mind, I need him back. His absence gnaws at me like a gaping wound.
Wow, she really misses her droid, doesn't she?
Please, I beg of you, return my droid to me.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Master Jedi. If you find him, please send him home to me. I need him so much.
She really needs him back. Okay, all joking aside, I like this quest because it's actually quite gray. There is no good or bad option to this quest. Really, there isn't. It's only up to you determining how you feel about this particular circumstance, because it's actually really simple. She is... all sex jokes aside, she is clearly obsessing over this droid as the only thing she has left of her husband. And her droid, when we talk to him, clearly feels like she is not being capable of moving onward. She is literally incapable of moving on. Hey, Plate Smasher. Because she is fixated on the droid as her one thing. She's gripping to it. So the droid basically wants to die, wants to be destroyed for her sake. The droid cares about her, because droids have personalities too, and probably hasn't been mind-wiped at all, so he probably has enough experience to actually be an intelligent, self-aware being. So the droid cares enough about her that he is willing to die to ensure that she can move on with her life. And yet at the same time, she is just trying to cling to the last thing she has of a life that she used to live in order to try and derive some happiness in her existence. And it's clear that she's very distraught without it, you know? So there's really no good or bad option here. It's just perspective. So I like that. Hey, Bowman. Agreed, Pandemonium. Purpose. Because, Padawan, some people can't get past certain levels of grief or loss. Some people need to adapt and make do with what they have. Not everyone is strong internally, emotionally, mentally. Not everyone has the ability to move on. Some people just break. It is very likely she actually broke. And this is her way of adapting with it. And we remove her method of adaptation. Yeah, so this guy's a merchant. just summarize. He's a merchant. I don't even know why yeah, there we go. Cat hounds! We don't talk about them, Bowman, because they're dumb. Whoa, 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 whoa! No! Stop spinning. There we go. Oh, right, we still have the dual saber. I need to look up a new blade here. Apparently we're using a single saber. Sigh. Using one lightsaber. That's going to be so terrible. One lightsaber. Okay. There we go. Alright. We have many different color crystals available to us here. But we're going to go, since this is Revan, we're going to go with the classic violet. Peaks and troughs, Mr. Blasty. Dark Ages followed by technological renaissances followed by Dark Ages. It happens a lot. It's happened in real life, actually. Okay. Alright, here we go. Just for you, Django. We will wield a lightsaber. Now, let's clear out these Cath Hounds, make sure they don't bother anyone anymore. And that's the best ability in the game, by the way. Are those the best crystals, Flipper? I was going to ask in a minute. Because I don't remember off the top of my head. It's been a while. No, there is not, Bowman. I mean, there is in canon, but there's not in the game. By the way, hi, old man. You got it, Hunter. I'm sure that won't get old at all. Alright, so that was... I don't know, actually, DS. I really don't.
That'll show you.
Force jump! There you go, that's the only time I'm doing it, Hunter Black. Alright, so what are the best crystals? Okay, you said to get Mantle of the Force, Heart of the Guardian. Oh, okay, there you go. So Django gives it to us. So Heart of the Guardian with Opila and Upari. Got it. Heart of the Guardian. Let's just cheat this in right now. Alright, Heart of the Guardian, and what was the rest? My first reaction was awesome, because I saw him in the show far before I saw him in the movie, obviously. Guardian, Opila, and Opari. There's Opila. I gotta say, I like the Bethesda method of just giving these item prefixes numbers rather than G_W_Krista. Just my take on it. There. Yes, Yavin 4 is in KoTOR 1. Kinda. That takes a lot of force. Run, Forrest. Suddenly no music. I don't understand. Yeah, you go to this space station, which sells some really nice stuff. I don't remember any details, I just know it's there. Oops, oops, oops. Alright. Yep, there it is. Where's my crystals? Where's my crystals? No! Why don't I have crystals? I don't understand. Seriously. I don't have any of them. I gave myself 3 crystals and none of them exist. What in the world? Yavin's a gas giant. Yavin 4 is the moon around it that is actually habitable. Habitable moon. Weird situation. Well, they shouldn't be. Hang on. Give item G. This is another reason I hate this. You're never really entirely sure if you're typing it out perfectly. 1061. Alright, let's try this again. Actually, we'll just check it this way. I got a huge inventory right now. Hang on. Yeah, I think you're right, logarithm. This is ridiculous. You can tell I'm not really accustomed to cheating in this game. G, W, Sib, Kirst. Oh, that's an L. God, I would not have known that. That's, wow, okay. Give item, Jada, Sib, Kirst, L. 1, 3, 1. Item, see round K. And then the heart of the thingy, which is G1, WS, lol. There. Try that again. There we go. So now I've got the awesome orange thing going on. So now we have an orange lightsaber just for Titans. Or was it Thief? I don't remember. But either way, there you go. Just for you, man. Or woman, as the case may be. So now we have basically the best saber in the game. At least that's what I'm assuming. Because, what do we got? 7 to 31. Decent crit threat. +6. That's kind of crap, actually. Whatever. Let's do it. Move on. Or I might just... Hang on, so... What's this compared to, like, something else? Well, it's about double the damage. And... Wait. Oh, so it does even more crit damage in addition to that. And, of course, +6 modifier, which is going to be really helpful with Flurry. Oh, I know, Horatius. White crystals or silver crystals have always been my favorite. We'll be using one in KoTOR 2, by the way. Because of course we will. No, not cure. That's not what I... Whatever. I'm sure it worked very well, Fearsome. Alright, let's go save Johanne. And the Romeo and Juliet people. And the sex droid. I mean the love droid. You must gather your party before venturing forth. That's, for those of you not aware, that's a joke from back to Baldur's Gate. It's not even a joke, it's a thing. And there would be a voice actor, you must gather your party before venturing forth. Except in Baldur's Gate it was really annoying because sometimes the AI would get completely 100% stuck in areas and you'd have to do some clever stuff to get them unstuck. It got a little... irritating. But yeah. We'll do the murder investigation too. God. This song right here I really like, by the way. It's probably one of my favorite songs in KoTOR 1. It's just got that, like, almost fantasy feel to it, you know?
You've been holding out on us again.
No. Full Metal. Oh, wait, yes. Full Metal, I will.
Gonna have to take it out of you piece by piece.
No, please. Take my wife.
This is despicable.
Anything.
Wife and children. Sounds like
Ah! No! It's okay, we're still leaning light, so we're still not killing Juhani. Force jump! Seriously though, this pisses me off. The Mandalorian wanting to take his wife and children, that's disgusting and horrible. The man willing to sell his wife and children to save his own skin, that's offensively just... Oh, that makes me want to smack him in the face until there's nothing left. If he hadn't actually killed that man, I would kill him myself, even if I was light side, because screw that guy. I mean, that is just... What the hell is wrong with you, you know? Favorite soundtrack in KoTOR 2? Oh, I don't remember where it plays. I'll point it out when we get there. It's a really awesome song. Oh, we all know the answer to that, Dragon Cat. The answer is... me. Seriously though, welcome back, Gamer Techno. Hope you enjoy. And now to kill Juhani. I'm kidding, we're light side. Fun story. The very first time I ever played this game, I didn't realize Juhani was a companion, so she ended up dead. Didn't mean to. Found out quite a while later that she was actually a recruitable, and I was like, oh, whoops. I felt pretty bad about that, too. Hey, she deserved to die, Fu. She had given in to the dark side. And we all know the dark side's evil, and therefore she was evil. It's simple, right? That's how the Force works, right? Right. I'm at right now. I'm still at burst. Poor Juhani. Looks like we all killed Juhani. Baronessa, I'm afraid the majority has voted. Juhani must die. We're actually at 0 right now, Grey Wolf. That's why it's 0 there.
That'll show you.
Probably Canderous, Dragon Cat. Sure, Full Metal Jedi. Crazy. Uh-oh. 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 Okay, guys. Money has been donated towards one of the sides. And that means I'm afraid it's time to kill Juhani. I think she's right over there, too.
You asked for this!
So here we go, guys. Juhani must die. It is the will of the stream!
Oh, this is gonna be fun. How you like that? That'll show you.
Okay, nobody donate. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That was actually a light side donation. That was a light side donation. We're safe, guys. We're safe. Here, hang on. We're now at this much. I don't either. I actually don't get how she changed her lightsaber color. But it's it. This is it. We're light side. We're light side. I don't know, Pandemonium. I think the idea is mages shouldn't use weapons. Okay. Time to kill Juhani! Except not. And down she goes.
You are strong. Stronger than me, even in my darkness.
Who are you?
I am Juhani, and this is my grove. This is the place of my dark power. This is the place you have invaded. When I embraced the dark side, this is where I sought my solace. It is mine.
Man, I've got so much to talk about with regards to Juhani. I'm trying to think of when I should stop. Let's wait until she finishes talking. Then we'll talk about Juhani. How's that sound, guys? Hey, Darkslayer.
When I slew my master, KoTOR, I knew I could never go back. And now I revel in my dark power. Power enough to crush the life from someone such as you. Or so I had thought. Yes, I struck her down in the middle of training, consumed by my anger, embracing the power of hate. But it was not enough. What is it you want? Why do you bother me?
I just want to talk.
Talk? You who have beaten me so easily just want to talk? I do not believe it. Kill me now while you still have the power.
I really don't want to kill you, because I'm light side right now.
You do not? I am pathetic. I sit here and think myself to be great by embracing the dark side, but I am nothing. There is no way I could be turned back. I always thought they held me back, or jealous of my power. But it is only because I was not good enough to meet their standards. I never have been.
I'll take that as a compliment, Madman.
I thank you for your kind words, Jedi. I seem to still have much to learn, both about being a Jedi and about myself. But I wish the cost of my ignorance had not been
That's a
so
good
high.
question, Venters.
I wish that my master had not suffered because of me. I only wish things could have been different. If she were alive now, there would be so much I would say to her. So much I would apologize for. How can the Council ever take me back with what I have done? Striking my master down in anger is unforgivable. I should convince them that I am truly repentant, that I am willing to forsake the dark side. And maybe, just maybe, they would accept me back. Do you think they would? Could it be possible after what I have done?
Of course. A lot of persuade checks here.
Master Jedi, I will return to the Council then. I shall submit myself to their judgment and hope they will forgive me. Again, I thank you. I am sure I will hear great things about you in the future.
Alright, let's talk about Juhani. First of all, is the most obvious thing to mention. Juhani was never Darkseid. Oh, by the way, dead Mandalorian right here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, it's okay, she's already gone. Oh, nope, that was towards light. That was towards light. Okay. So Juhani continues to live, and thank you for the donation. I was admittedly kind of pushing through that conversation a little bit faster than I was thinking about doing because I wanted to make sure she survived. No, we've actually had no crashes yet, Flipper. I'm really happy about that. I save constantly just in case. I had one power outage, but no crashes. Let's talk about Juhani. She was never Darkseid. She was never Darkseid. She was someone who is a victim of, and I hate to sound like a frickin' broken record, but it's worth noting because it comes up again. The Jedi Council's dogmatic teachings convinced her she was Darkseid. Why? Because she attacked someone in anger. And of course you've given into the dark side if you've attacked someone in anger. And if you've attacked someone in anger, and if you've given into the dark side, then there's nothing else I can do. I must embrace the dark side, for it is my only option. And so the reason she comes across as a literal parody of a dark Jedi, or in some cases there actually are Sith, idiot Sith later on who actually act like she just did just now, like with total sincerity. But anyways, the reason she was like that was because it's the only choice left to her. This is what she's been taught it's like to be a dark Jedi. This is what she's been taught the dark side is, so I must embrace this stupidity, basically. By the way, I know you guys are hearing me talk a lot about how stupid the Jedi are. For those of you who caught me yesterday, you know I was talking just about how stupid the Sith are, too. I'm not on either side here, guys. They're both dumb. But yeah, exactly. That is exactly right, Hunter Black. Juhani is completely faking it. She's just, I've given in all my dark power. Except there isn't any there. She's still just a confused child. I hate to reference something that it's recent, but this is actually really relevant. There's a movie that came out recently called Inside Out that has a critical moment towards the end of it where one of the principal characters is doing something that's basically really, really stupid, but they're doing it because they believe it's their only choice. And they're doing it because they have been led to believe that there is no turning back. It's that idea of, oh God, I've done this horrible thing. Now I have there's no way I can make up for it, so I have to keep plowing forward. It is actually a very childish perspective because most children do not understand the concepts of forgiveness and acceptance and redemption or making it up for you, or simply the reality of the fact that sometimes when you say I'm sorry doesn't make it better, right? I didn't spoil Jack, Pencil, so screw you. Embrace the stupidity. So the whole thing with Johnny, I suppose I should be walking and looking for more Mandalorian skill. The whole thing with Juhani here is literally, we are seeing firsthand a woman who is being victimized by the teachings of the Jedi Council. And as an aside, Juhani is the very first homosexual character confirmed in all of Star Wars. Ever.
You asked for this.
I just felt like pointing that out because it is a noteworthy achievement.
Down you go.
I would say Stupid Evil is worse, personally. Who does worse? The Jedi Council or Malak? That's what it boils down to. Oh, we're fighting the Mandalorians, too. No wonder this fight is going poorly. Morrigan. And not just because of Claudia Black. Data head. Oh, I already got that. Now, one of the weird things for me when it comes to Juhani is that I actually always can't stand the way she looks. I know. But it's just, I don't mean like that as a she's ugly. I mean that as a something's wrong with her character model. I'm curious if anyone else feels that way. But I love her voice actress, and she's got a lot going with her elsewise. Are we at? Yeah, we're there. We're good. Ah. That is true, Narrow's Eyes. Ah. The spinning is real. Yeah, it's basically the head. I don't really like what they did with her head.
Here it is.
But she is a good voice actress, so that's pretty awesome. Honestly, Sean, at least a little bit, yes. Like, I wouldn't be completely on his side, but until he started listening to Tarkin, I would at least be more inclined to join the Empire than the Rebellion. Put it to you that way. So there's the love droid. We're gonna let you guys decide what we do with the love droid, okay? Yeah, let's hear his side of the story. Darth Aod, Dragon Cat.
Thank you for saving me, Master Jedi. I am C-842, a personal assistant droid.
Or Darth Crutch. Personal assistance droid.
As I said, I am C-842, a personal assistance droid. Although in recent months, the assistance I render seems to have taken on a disproportionate significance.
The assistance.
I'm sorry if I seem a bit abrupt, but I must be moving along. I am rather in a hurry. Not so much as where I am going to. But where I am going away from, I'm afraid my owner became a bit too attached to me.
Ah!
She tried to treat me as her dead husband. It was not healthy for her.
Now, I want to point out that even if there was, I want to stress, I keep joking about the sex thing, but even if there's no sex involved here at all, and it's entirely possible that there isn't, this is still something that is undeniably obsessive and probably unhealthy, but again, that may be for the best for the woman, because she may not be capable of dealing with the reality of her circumstance. And thank you, Gamer Techno. Man, you are terrible. Bam! Right back to 0. Leaning towards light still, so we're still not going to kill Juhani. Let's set up a poll. Poll open. So we've got destroy the droid, lie about the droid, or send back. Those are our 3 options. Bam. Those are options. I'll let you guys decide, because this isn't really, in my blunt opinion, this isn't like light or dark side. This is different. This is a nice gray situation. Berenian, first you get an attachment, and then you get a couple of batteries, and I can explain it to you when you're older if you want.
You don't want to know.
By the way, there is definitely sex happening there, but again, that's not the point. I just mentioned it because it's a nice little tongue-in-cheek joke.
She is obsessed. She rarely sees other people and appears to be fixated on me as her husband. She was becoming more and more insular. I thought it best that I leave. She may meet other real people this way. In fact, that was the reason I came here and sought out those cat hounds.
In other words, even the droid, who at this point in time, I would argue, based on the duration of his existence, is probably at the sentient level, still considers himself not a real person. EOD, Dragon Cat. What the? What the? No! Uh-oh, guys. Juhani is officially in trouble.
I think it would be best if I were no longer a factor. She would need new people, living people. Please, will you destroy me?
Well, here it is. These are 3 options. I'm going to get a drink and brush my teeth really quick. You have until I'm done to finish voting. I'll be right back, guys. Really? Really, guys? Come on! You guys are awesome. Okay, so we have a tie between destroy and send back. So there's only one thing to do. New poll, open, destroy, send back. Go! Vote again. I'm going to cut this one off much more quickly. So get your votes in much more quickly this time. Vote, vote, vote. So, okay, let's respond to something that a few people have been saying earlier. Some people have been like, well, we know things work out in the end, and therefore that's the good option. While that may or may not be true, and it is a valid way to think about the possible outcomes of a situation when determining your decision, I tend to think of it walking into a situation without actually any knowledge of how it's going to turn out. In other words, we don't know that she's going to be okay. We don't know that she's going to get together with that guy with the Enclave. We don't know that she's going to work over this issue. We may literally drive her... forgive me, because, you know, this may sound a little dark, but forgive me, I've always believed that she will actually commit suicide if we get rid of the droid, if we remove the droid from her life. That was my first perspective when I first played this game. That was like, oh God, you know, because she would be left with nothing and her mind would be incapable of dealing with this situation. And that was what I was thinking. I had no idea until I played the game later and tried the other path. It was like, oh, well, apparently, you know, apparently she actually manages to go over it, you know? So, yeah. Moving on. Gamer Techno has balanced the scales once again. Yeah. Alright guys, cutting it off. Wow! Holy moly! Well, we are at the moment dark, leaning towards gray. So, here we are. I will destroy you. And I will tell her why I'm doing it. No. No, right now we're dark side. Guys, we're dark side. I will destroy you. And then I'll tell her you're still out here.
What? No. You make her suffer like that?
Flurry!
You asked for this!
Yes. That is way too funny. British Twitch, again, it's one of those no good answer things. Would you rather someone continue to exist with an obsession situation, or would you rather they die in order to remove it? That's basically the question there that's being asked. That doesn't void the poll. You guys said destroy, and I destroyed him! That was the poll. Are you guys not paying attention? That was the option. No, it was previously Darkside Lurker. We were at 1 Darkside. I can prove it from Bowman. We had a number 1 Darkside thing from Bowman. Whoops, I didn't mean to loot. They're actually right here, right next to me. But it's too hot for me to wear the robes, so I'm not going to do it. But again, Shemainov, that brings the same damn question up. Now, I'm not saying I disagree with you, but the same question is being listed here. Is it better to try and risk someone's life to save them from existence, or is it better to allow them to try and continue on as the way they were, right? My whole point here, you guys can disagree with me as much as you want. That's totally cool. My point is I don't think there's a good or a bad answer here. I don't think there's any good or bad situation here. I think it is merely a matter of what you personally think is best for that person and for that droid. That's my perspective. Now, yeah, the end, I suppose. We just turned the lights out, didn't we? My favorite lightsaber color is white, followed closely by silver. White is not an option in KoTOR 1, I'm afraid. So we will be doing white in KoTOR 2.
Time to rumble.
Okay. Fair enough, I did go with the definitively evil option, but that's not what I meant, and you know it. Droids are complicated. And thank you, Pencil. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Okay, so Gamer Techno, I just want you guys to know what Gamer Techno did here, for those of you who didn't catch it. So we're up to 1 point from the light side. There we go. Okay. And then he donated 1 point to the dark side, so we're back at 0 here. But we are actually up to 10 thanks to Pencil, so we're going to go back to here. And suddenly we regret. But it's okay if we go turn in that quest before we go back to dark side. Then, you know, we will have successfully not done something evil and horrible. I didn't mean to, Fearsome. For those of you not aware, the whole point behind donation incentives is actually really simple. It's supposed to be fun. That's really the idea. Maybe this is just idealistic of me, but the idea is that I would hope that you guys want to donate regardless to support me, to help me keep doing this, right? But I want to give something that's like a little bonus to what I'm doing, a little bonus little treat in addition to the lore run as a thank you for the fact that you guys are as a thank you to the fact that you guys are supporting me, right? So the donation incentives are just here for fun. And that's one of the reasons why I'm willing to bend the rules on them a few times, because it's like, you know, because it's not really supposed to be like, oh, I must, you know. Okay, so let's level here. I still can't raise repair. Gosh darn it. Thank you, Silver Black Eagle. That makes me feel good, honestly. I got this really awesome gratitude the other day from Jaywalk02. Some of you guys probably recognize him from. He's being a pretty regular guy on my streams, and it was pretty awesome hearing that. Yeah, I need persuade. Sorry, John. I realized it after you said it. Let's get night speed. Yes, and then you know, I really don't care. Auto level. Auto level. There. Okay, we're good. Where am I? Which one? There's there. This is me. Oh god, he's like right here.
Ah, so this is the meddler. You have caused us far too much trouble for a mere Jedi.
Now this is what I've been waiting for.
I will add your head to those of the other Jedi I have killed, and take yet another lightsaber for my own. Now you will know why the Mandalorians are feared.
Okay, so let's get speed going. We gotta get into melee, like right now. We need to have a dog.
How'd you like that? You asked for this.
This is what I live for.
Hey, Chiefs. There's the 2 lightsabers he had. So, who out there got really sick of having just billions of lightsabers by the end of this game? Again, with that random loot situation I mentioned earlier. Okay, so that's dealt with. So now let's just do this. Turn in these things. So we're good guys right now. So, yeah. Hey, Geogyox. Or is that Geogyo Extreme? I'm not sure. Because Nero says he is indicative of all that is both good and bad with the Mandalorian mindset. Yeah, exactly. Reach. Yeah. White, Bowman. My crystal would be white, absolutely. Hey.
Have you found the Mandalorian raiders yet?
Oh yeah, I killed the crap out of them.
Thank you, young master. My daughter can now, I think, rest in peace. Here is the reward I promised you.
There's no need for a reward.
No, please take it. This pitiful amount will never be enough for what you have done for me. Again, I thank you. I will be sure to tell the council of your great deed.
Or the absence of all color, depending on how you think of it, Padawan. I didn't actually think he'd...
Yeah, what do you want?
Favorite sidekick in KoTOR 1? I've been asked that a lot, but Mission is my answer. Mission Veo.
You want another war story, huh? You want to hear about some other world getting wasted, eh? I knew you were the type.
There is such a thing as a black-colored lightsaber,
I've never
yes.
seen some of the strange creatures and races we fought on the Outer Rim in those years. And you never will now.
This is, I believe, where they reference the Yuzun Vong.
If a world isn't strong enough to defend itself, it's basically forfeit. But this story is about something a little different. We were going through the asteroid fields of the Crispin system at the very edge of the galaxy, playing with the pirates and smugglers we found there. The main belt in the Crispin system consists of mainly small rocks covered in frozen methane gas shells, and the pirates were using them for cover. Ha! I remember using a thermal generator to cause the outer layer of one of the asteroids to vaporize in a picosecond. It blew out and shredded the 3 smugglers using it for cover. But that was a mistake.
Hmm? By the way, it's actually funny. Both Force Unleashed and Tor are the games with black crystals, both of which are questionably canon. See you around, Banana Monkey.
The asteroid I had targeted was smaller than most, maybe a dozen meters on the side. On the outside, it looked the same as any other. Just a ball covered in frozen gas. But something must have been inside it. Something inactive, in the cold. The heat of my blast might have triggered something, or woken something up. After I'd hit it, spots of light and heat appeared all over the thin shell, still covering it, evaporating the gases. What lay underneath looked like some sort of rocky growth. A deformed rock, pitted by scores of micrometeorite scars. I think something even older might have been inside that. Maybe, but maybe not. It started rotating faster and faster as we watched it. After a second, it started spraying fire, thermal projectiles that melted our armor like wax. We were caught completely by surprise. Before we could counterattack, it fled at an incredible speed. We couldn't catch it, but we could follow its hyperspace wake. We followed its trail as far as we could, heading away from the galactic core. When it finally led beyond the edge of our galaxy, we abandoned our efforts. Anything that wants to commit suicide in that great void is not worth our trouble trying to catch. That's the only story I have for now. I'll tell you some more stuff later if we get the chance. Is there something else you want to know?
So, one of the things that I have always personally had the theory of with that particular Vong ship, for the record, that's not absolutely confirmed it's Vong, but based on interviews with the people who made this, yeah, it's a Vong ship. The idea was that this was a scout ship, but not for the actual invasion of this galaxy. It was just a scout ship way before they were actually planning any invasions of this galaxy. This is long before any of that was set in stone. They were literally just checking out the various galaxies in the area. It was one of several Vong ships that was being sent out to go. That's how I've always personally viewed it anyways.
Your choice.
Oh, not you.
Yes, what's on your mind?
Nope, nothing for Karth. And I shouldn't have anything for Zalbar yet. Mission is set until we go to Dantooine. Bashtel I don't even have right now. T3 has nothing, so that should be it for the moment. Full Metal, we will be doing Dantooine, Kashyyyk, Manan, Korriban.
My droid is still missing. I can feel him like a hole.
If anyone wants to donate $11 to Evil right now, I will send her off to die. Right there. It's that. No, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna do that. Oh god. Oh god. Wait. No, I was just kidding. No, I was kidding. I was kidding. I hate the Izun Vong, fearsome. I can't stand the Izun Vong. But no, we'll go ahead and be honest here. Your droid had to be destroyed.
My droid? Destroyed? No. No, this cannot be happening. I can't bear to live without him.
I didn't send her out into the wastes. So there you go. I just told her the truth. To her face. So I did that quest, and I did the Juhani quest. I'm going to go ahead and turn in the Juhani quest and get her before we go ahead and do the Romeo and Juliet quest. I think that's the last one here on Dantooine. Much shorter planet. This has always been much of a break planet. It's like, okay, we had the massive sprawling Taurus. Now there's a bit of a break. Also, one of the things I both like and dislike about Tor is how casually it brought the Chiss into the situation. I like it because it did it in a way that makes sense, but I didn't like it because it brought the Chiss into the situation. It's weird. Oh, we have to do the... okay, hang on. We gotta go do the murder investigation. Well, we'll do that in a minute. Wait, let's go talk to Juhani first. There she is. Hey, Juhani. What's up?
I must give you my thanks. Because of you, I am once again welcome within the
What
Jedi.
is that woman doing?
KoTOR's injuries were not so severe as I first believed. I was foolish to believe I could harm a master such as she with my clumsy efforts. The fierce confrontation between us was nothing more than part of my training. KoTOR wanted me to understand the threat of the dark side, to see how easy it was to fall from the path of light. KoTOR's methods may seem strange, but I trust her wisdom. This lesson has been difficult, but I am better because of it. Humility is never easy to teach, but now I truly understand my own limitations.
You can't expect to get everything handed to you on a silver platter.
Why not?
After our last battle, KoTOR had nothing left to teach me. I needed time alone to explore the turmoil of my own spirit. Only then was I ready to follow a guide. You. Back to the light. When I left, KoTOR knew her work with me was done. There are other disciples who need training throughout the galaxy, and she could not stay to see if I passed this most difficult trial. With your help, I have passed this difficult trial. The Council now feels I am ready to continue with my training, though they have asked me to wait here for the time being.
First the Jedi trick you into becoming an enemy, then they welcome you back as a friend. I can't say I approve of their training methods.
Giving you a second chance like this is a clear sign of weakness. Sometimes I find it hard to believe the Jedi could defeat my people in battle.
I do not know what the Council has in store for me, but I will trust in the Force, in the way of the Jedi to help me through whatever is to come.
If you have questions, you should direct...
You have done well, my pupil. The ancient grove has been purified, and Juhani's journey down the dark path has been halted. Because of you, she walks once more in the light. But though she was saved, do not dismiss what happened to her. Juhani is both dedicated and true to the ideals of the Order, yet she was still vulnerable to the dark side, as are we all. She struck her master in anger during her training and injured her greatly. But it was Quatra's choice to test Juhani this way, and it seems to have made its point. Juhani has been redeemed, and you have passed your final test. Congratulations, apprentice. Or should I say, congratulations, Padawan. You have proven yourself worthy of joining the Jedi. Let me be the first to welcome you as a full-fledged member of our Order.
Guys, we, the Dark Lord of the Sith Revan, have officially become Jedi Padawans. Isn't that amazing? Hang on, let me take off my Revan robes here for a second and my Jedi Guardian saber to celebrate. But no, we need to do a couple other quest things, but I think we could advance this before we do that. But we need to do the murder and the Romeo and Juliet quest.
I have nothing left to teach you, Padawan.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah.
Now that the first stage of your training is complete, I am certain they would be...
Okay, so how do I continue with my
I must
quest?
congratulate you on your actions. You have saved Juhani.
I like how resentful he sounds. I must congratulate you.
And have given us all great hope for your future success. May the Force be with you as you continue your training.
Ugh. May the Force be with your face.
It is good to see Juhani has returned.
Yes, good to see Juhani, yes.
You are to be commended for your work. Your actions give us great hope for the future. Your training is now complete, Padawan. And perhaps now, it is time we dealt with the matter of the dream. You and Master...
Yes, tell me about this dream, in great detail.
Master Doran recognized it as one of a series of ancient structures here on Dantooine. This one in particular lies to the east of this enclave. We sent a Jedi to investigate, but he has not returned. Perhaps sending him in the first place was a mistake. The Force is guiding you through your visions. It may be that exploring the ruins is a task tied to your destiny. That is why the Council has now decided you should be the one to investigate this. The secrets to stopping Malak may be hidden within those ruins. You must investigate them and find what Revan and Malak were looking for.
It doesn't help that the guy doing the voice for this is literally doing a Yoda impression. As an aside, as was mentioned in chat, one of the reasons I dislike Vrook is the same reason that several people in chat mentioned. He pissed me off in 2. So every time I see him, I just go, ugh. Let's do it.
The way ahead will be difficult for young Bastila, and for you. But you must draw strength from each other. May the Force be with you.
Oh, well, I'm dark side right now, Django, but I do need to console it in, yes. So we need, what conversations do we need? We need, there it is. I knew there was one I was specifically missing.
I demand justice. The Central family is a
Hey, look, it's the Romeo and Juliet quest.
Must be punished.
The Council will look into this matter, Mr. Matale. You must be patient. Your accusations have no proof, and we do not want you stirring up
Oh, well, there you go, Fu.
If
Didn't actually know
there is
that.
some mistake.
Mistake? My son Shen is missing. How can there be any doubt the Sandrels are to blame?
There are other possible explanations for your son's disappearance.
This is hilarious, by the way.
You Jedi are good for nothing but talk. I shall only wait so long before I take action on my own.
As dangerous as the threat from Darth Malak and the Sith may be, we Jedi cannot simply abandon our other responsibilities. The Council has promised Alan Matale we will look into a son's disappearance. Should you have time, Padawan, you may want to investigate this matter.
Too boring are we to do it? Yes!
If Shen Matali is not returned to his father, it may ignite a savage and bloody feud between the Matali and Sandral estates. We must not allow that to happen.
Your study and training are important, of course.
Wow, Hunter.
But the Jedi are not a cloistered order. Our influence and teachings must spread beyond the walls of our academies.
It is in the real world that we truly prove ourselves worthy of the title Jedi. You would do well to remember this, young Padawan.
A task has its own importance. It may also
Why are you
serve
looking
to
at the
work our
wall?
minds for a
Why?
short time.
Why won't you look at me anymore, Bastila? Don't you love me anymore? I'm gonna try for it, Fu. And I'm even gonna save before it, because I know it's possible to fail the persuade check. Don't care. I do care about hers, because I want to make sure I get the right abilities. Yes. Don't care. Cure. Buffs. I need... Why can't I do any of the buffs? Damn it! I can't do any buffs. All these abilities are worthless. Worthless, I say. Hey, Jaywalk. I was talking about you earlier. I watched your video, and I just wanted to say thank you for the shoutouts, and I'm really happy for you for getting as many views as you had on your FF7 thing. That was pretty awesome to watch. I have no idea what to give this woman. Seriously, I want to give her Night Speed, Night Valor, all these buffs and heals, and I can't do any of them. Can I just save this? Nope. Damn it. Okay, fine. I give you Stun Droid, sure, which is a light side power for some reason. Don't care. Here we go. Yes, yes, good, good. Shush. You don't get a vote. Oh, wrong person.
Yeah?
Sure.
Yes? What?
Sure.
I remember one of the times I played through this as a full-on mage type. I just leaned on Destroy Droid so heavily because there's so many droid enemies you face. It's great. Poor Karth. Nobody understands his soul pain. I'm going the wrong way. Yes, you missed the sex droid quest. It's okay, we destroyed it. That vile, terrible thing will never go into any... We're gonna stop there. Alright, let's go solve things, shall we? Where's the... I don't actually have the murder quest. It just occurred to me. We are... Where's the thing? We're light side right now, Nir says. What happened to you? Okay, useless. Only a Sith drinks absolute. It's on the... Yeah, I don't actually remember where the murder quest is. Apparently I just find it out there. That'd probably be why I didn't run into it. But you're right, I should go find Elise to finish the droid quest. Since we did the ending I'm not used to doing. We should have told her he was out in the fields. She could have gone out and been reunited with her one true love. Not evil.
How can I help?
Ah. Hey look, it's Elise with a guy.
I took the loss of my droid much too hard. I feel I must apologize. But I must. I was much too attached to my droid. It was all that was left of my husband, you see. Maybe I thought that through the droid, my husband could live again. Be with me still.
I think we understand. Love can do strange things to anyone.
You would
But
know,
I went too
Bastila.
far.
I could not see what was missing in living a normal life. Fortunately, in my grief, I returned here and ran into Samt, an absolutely fascinating man.
He doesn't look that impressive.
Samt and I got to talking, and, well, we have a lot in common. I think we'll be seeing more of each other. It's funny how things work out in the end. Maybe there is such a thing as fate, after all. But I think we should be going now. We have so much more to talk about. I just wanted to thank you for what you've done for me, and what you tried to do. Goodbye, and thank you.
By the way, I really don't like the Revan book either. And if you ask me to comment on lore with regards to the book, I'm not going to, because, well, not only do I disagree with it, but way more to the point, I don't remember it well enough to actually comment on it from a lore perspective. It's something I do, and I admit this freely. If something comes out and I don't really care about the lore in it, or I feel like the lore is contradictory in it, I tend to basically not remember it. I don't slot it in there. So it's not in there when I discuss lore. For example, if you ask me to comment on the extensive amount of lore with regards to Force Unleashed, I would say, huh? Or something along those lines. I mean, I remember some of the really basic aspects of Force Unleashed, and some of the basic aspects of the Revan book, but you get the idea, right? Absolutely fearsome. Here, let me lose as quickly as possible. There, I lost. I knew it, Baronessa! That would be really funny. As he's like, excuse me, ma'am, I have to point out that the person who killed me is right over there. Oh, I told her that I killed her. Never mind. Never mind. Love this song. Kachi! I want... Bowman, if you're there, I want you to make a new GIF for the Kachi thing, which you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. But I want you to do it, damn it. I commission you, sir. I will explain all that needs be explained. I find that writing stupid characters is actually pretty difficult to do. Not ignorant. That's easy. Ignorance is easy, but stupid, that's hard for me to do. I think it's because it reminds me too much of myself. Damn it, Bowman. Okay, it's basically there's like 3 or 4 things, 3 or 4 voice clips that they like to. There it is. There's 3 or 4 voice clips that they like to repeat over and over and over for some of the characters, and one of them starts off with Kachi, and every time I hear it, it's like someone dabbing a knife into my brain. Here, watch. He'll do one. You watch. Who are you? Unga di Hotunga. That's one of them. That's it right there. Kachi. Yeah, Javin. Yeah. Runda di Hontunda. Kachi. Runda di Hotunga. Kachi. Oh my god! It's just looping now. No! It's looping some more. Ah! Ah! Mushashak Baka. Oh my god. So for those who don't know, there's like 4 or 5 voice clips for all the different alien stuff. So naturally it kind of loops around a bit. So sometimes you get a situation like we just did. Kachi Runda di da Bunda. Kachi Runda di da Bunda. Kachi. Fortunately, I already know the script. Okay, this is actually really basic, but I like this. Because this is all, this is a cool quest. It actually requires you to really think about what they're saying and use your logic to push through the holes in their stories. It's a cool quest, but I'm going to say it before this because I don't remember the right answer. I'm sorry. Kaachee is how that's officially spelled from now on. I don't care how it's actually spelled in Huttese. It'll just be a picture of a Twi'lek head with the words Kachi going across it. Okay.
Greetings. You must be assisting Master Baluk in his investigation. I'm
Kachi.
You heard of me? Really? Well, then I assure you, on my reputation, I had nothing to do with the killing. I will help you with the case as best I can, though. You see, I was out here running earlier today. Yes, running. I do that a lot. Can't stand spears, never use them. Keeps me in shape, too, you know. Anyway, I was out running on the other side of that bridge there, and all of a sudden I heard a shot coming from over here. I ran over and found this man Calder lying on the ground, dead.
Lords of the Sith. I gotta look that one up. I don't actually... that's brand new, apparently. No, I have not read that. That's apparently an AU book. I haven't read any of the AU books yet, except for a little bit of the Tarkin novel, which I actually didn't care for.
I saw Rickard come skulking out of the shadows of the rocks south of the river, and I knew something was wrong. I hit my emergency button and called the Enclave right away. Well, there. That's my story. Now, please hurry this up and arrest Rickard so I can get on with my day.
See, the problem is Drew Karpyshyn is actually a really good writer, but he's kind of an ass. This is actually true of a lot of good writers, as history will show. So, I do think that he was being a little bit petty in his regard towards KoTOR 2. Just my take on it. There he is. Alternate universe, Lila.
Helping that Twi'lek investigate, no doubt. He seems stumped. I'm Rickard Lusov. Maybe you can figure this out and let me get out of here.
Well, what happened? Oh, excuse me. Kachi! Bunda-dee-da bunda.
Well, I was out hunting Iriaz when I spotted one over here by the bridge. I pull out my rifle and aim at it. I couldn't see it that well, mind you, because the damn sun was in my eyes. So I shoot it and it drops. I walk over here and find Handon standing over Calder's body. So why don't you get this whole farce over with? Send that whiner Handon to the prison he belongs in.
Okay. Hey, information bot.
Greetings, Padawan. You must be the one Master Baluk has enlisted to help him with this problem. I am an information retrieval droid. I can assist you by accessing the records of both the Jedi Enclave and the central government facilities here on Dantooine. If you have any need of my services, please do not hesitate to talk to me.
I gotta agree with what Fu just said.
From the archives on Caldernetic, Rickard Lusov, and Handon Gould. I have also had time to examine the body of Mr. Netic. Is there any information you require?
I'm really sad that Chris Avione, or however you pronounce his name, left Obsidian. I really am genuinely sad about that. I hope he does some good stuff wherever he goes, though. Several people like David Geider. Scott. I like David Geider. I think he's a good writer.
My preliminary analysis of the body indicates that he was killed approximately 3 hours ago by a single energy blast to the torso. Is there any other information you need?
Duwanawanga.
These plains are rife with wild animals, not all of them benign. The Iriaz are mostly docile, but can easily be provoked to violence. Kathhounds, on the other hand, are much more deadly. There have been over 35 catalogued attacks on settlers by Kathhounds in the last 2 weeks. A general advisory was given out 3 days ago to carry a weapon at all times when on the plains.
Yes, Padawan, to both.
Holdings dot the plains and can provide safe refuge for those in need. Is there any other information you need? Very well. I will be here to assist you.
Another save.
How can I be of further assistance? Injured? No, of course not. Why would I have been? Fit as a bantha. I run. I don't know if I mentioned that. How can I be of further assistance? Of course.
So, what do you want to know? Well, I kind of sprained my ankle running through the bush before I found the body, but it's nothing that serious. Right.
Is there any other...
Damn it. Okay, well I already have a save going, so I'm just gonna brute force this. People always lie. That just processed for me. No! Kachi.
So, what do you... Yeah, I knew him. Hell, we've known each other for a good long time. Doesn't mean I really have to have liked the slime ball. Maybe I shouldn't be so hard on him. Especially now that he's dead. We actually got along pretty well most of the time. We just had our differences. We were actually business partners. We were involved in some orbit-to-ground transport operations for Aerotech. Can I leave now? I should probably be the one to give the news to his wife.
Who I'm having sex with, by the way.
Right.
How can I be of further assistance? I knew him a little bit, but I was not any sort of great friend to him or anything. I never really associated with him that much.
It's selected, Zed. It's not fully randomized.
He had a reputation. Very inconsiderate of family, I heard. Merely having heard unkind things about someone would make me want to kill him. I'm sorry, I'm getting a bit agitated. Why must we remain here? Can't you see that Rickard must have shot him? Of course.
Is there any other information you... The Southwood Speeder rental business has records that over the past several weeks, a speeder had been rented by Mr. Netick and Mr. Gould. Is there any other information you... According to the municipal authorities near the Garan spaceport, there had been news of violent drunken activity in a cantina attached to the port. Apparently, a Mr. R. Lusoff was making accusations at a Mr. C. Netick about cheating him in a business deal. Jedi Tuka was dispatched to the scene and restored order. Is there any other information you need?
I tend to agree, Pandemonium, but I'd probably give it to Zahn in the end, not just because of his contributions to the EU, but because of the fact that by the time he wrote The Hand Duology, and the several books he wrote after that, he had clearly polished his writing style to be a genuinely amazing author. So... Save.
How can I be of further assistance? But I realize this must seem like a motive to you, but I assure you it isn't. I dislike Calder, true. I would punch his face in, given the opportunity, but I would not kill him.
Punch his face in? Why?
My wife was cheating on me with him. I slept in my own bed while I was in the next room. But, as much as I may hate him for that, I could not kill him. It may have been my own fault for driving my wife away. I must try not to take the law into my own hands. I was just out running, trying to clear my head for the divorce proceedings, not stalking him to kill him. Running is not a crime. Of course, of course.
Alright. Let me save. Kachi! Okay, noise alert.
Kachichu ita bodunga. Dolbabank wale oganda. Kachikun ita hodonga. Ikinku pamulera chikun. Muchashak pakat.
Is there any... We cannot get any more specific analysis from that sample, other than the fact it did not belong to KoTOR. Is there any other information you need?
How can I be afraid? That blaster was stolen from my house last week. I never knew what happened to it. I hardly have enough money to afford a single blaster, let alone another. I can't tell you how important it is to have a weapon on hand with all these ravenous cath hounds around. Even an Irias can take a man down if it gets in the mood. Every settler has a weapon. It's our most prized possession. I would most appreciate it if I could have that back after you determine that Rickard is the killer. How can I be of further assistance?
So, what do you want to know? That blaster? Never seen it before. Calder himself had a preference for Ichani weaponry. He had this one really nice light blaster rifle that he always used. Always wished I could get myself a rifle like the one he had. That blaster ain't it, though. Calder only had the one rifle, too, so he either must have borrowed that, or it's someone else's. Right.
So, now that the vacuuming is gone, I just like to say in response to Thief that I'm pretty sure Kachi is a cuss word. That's actually what he's saying. He's just a really foul-mouthed Twi'lek. Oops, wrong. I wanted to talk to this guy.
Is there any other information you need? I am sorry, but I seem to be failing you. I have searched and searched, but I cannot seem to come up with anything at all.
Candorous taunter? Damn it!
The missing weapon report Mr. Gould filed with the authorities, but there does not seem to be one. Is there any other information you need?
Is it too late, Fitzcott? Is it too late? It's too late. Damn it. Oh well. I have failed you. Yeah, let's...
So, what do you want to know? That blaster? Always with...
Ichanis make delicate weapons with too little firepower. Lightweight stuff, if you ask me.
That blaster ain't it, though.
There you go. Just for you guys. Save. Ah! I've domed myself now.
Is there any other
Ooh, Shadow? Oh, Ender from Thrawn. Easy answer.
I have just received back an analysis of a sample of the blood found on the weapon. It had been sent back to the Enclave just before you arrived. The blood on the weapon is definitely not KoTOR's. Unfortunately, there was a bacterial contaminant in the sample that had been taken back to the laboratory, and it had become degraded. We cannot get any more specific analysis from that sample. In fact, it did not belong to KoTOR. Is there any other information you need?
So, what...
Tong abog runda dihot. Runda dihot donga kun hankabi. Wana kun bez ching palamule tungking ba nunotek. Tugning chatukun.
Hey, what are you doing?
Jeda badawana ni dibobo. Tong nabungsha nununya. Tung patukashmak telea. Ta kung just tak miki grabel mogo. Kachichu ita bodunga. Dolbabank wale oganda naru chuchut. Runda di hodonga kun hankabi. Wana kun bez ching palam tong abog sha umnina. Wanga kun bez king balemuraya.
Chonion Tunchichi Idadwan. Takumjus Takmiki Grabelmogo. Kachichu Ita Bodunga. Kachikun Ita Hodonga. Runda di Hodonga. Tong Haitwam Jiji Lumpa. Nita Poetic, damn you.
Damn both of you.
Takumjus Takmiki Grabelmogo. Kachichu Kachikun Ita Hodonga. Tong Haitwam Jiji.
Well done. I'm impressed. I'm not sure I could have done as well.
Achuta. Wonga kunbis dulpi kikuyana. Dong patugas maktelia.
Just as the vacuuming finishes. So, maybe I'm a total loser. And I guess I shouldn't say maybe, of course I am. But I love quests like that, where there's no combat, there's no nothing, it's just figure stuff out, right? Figure everything out. And, I don't know, I've just always liked that kind of stuff, where you just sit and do it. It reminds me of anybody who's played Neverwinter Nights 2, the Trial. The big trial in Neverwinter Nights 2, that's a great example of what I'm talking about. Also, Kachi Wundaga the Bunda. Buddha 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 Buddha. Really? Way over there? Oh, hang on, what do we got for the Bowman here? God, he's even got the perfect expression for that. That's great, Bowman. The Trial in Manon, that's another good one. But I was talking about a Neverwinter Nights 2.
This is what I live for.
Yeah, Crossroads Keep is another really fun diversion in Neverwinter Nights 2. Let's see, at the moment we are 7 light side, even though if you looked at this, you'd think we were dark side. There we go. Mattel Grounds is where I want it. Yes, I've played Empire at War. In fact, I've played it on the stream. It's alright. I don't like the ground battles at all. But I like the space battles and I like the Empire mode. I think that's the dumbest goddamn thing I've ever heard in my life, Darth Pandemonium. And every time I want to see them, I want to smack them in the face till the blood stops coming out. Roughly.
This is what I live.
Kachi. This is just a reflection of my inner demons here. Don't mind the blackness. I try not to swear. I have sworn. It's actually a fun fact. I didn't swear like in my whole life, right up until I got the job at Net Standard, and it just kind of entered my lexicon. I'm not even kidding. That's how that happened. And so I've been trying ever since to stop, basically. No, whatever. Swearing is not something that is conductive towards my personality. Flock. There's a... I don't see a sort option. Oh, here we go. Quest items, okay. This doesn't seem to be all that helpful, if I'm honest. Oh, this is the... okay. Consequently, I think Kachi should be our newest swear. What do you think, guys? In like right up there with Frel, as Javan just mentioned. Excuse me, Candace. Excuse me. Oh, Django, I get why you're making me say that. Okay. Yeah. 3 letters off. Okay, I need to mention this, because I just realized why he was... So, Cassis Sandral. This is just a tiny little bit of hinting here. But, right there. He had found some correlation between the ruins and something called the Rack, which is the Rakata. It's just a little bit of there we go. Hinting of where the story is going to go, because they do actually come up with the Rakata in full tilt by the end of this game. Okay.
This is private property. You have come from the Jedi Council. Master Matali wishes to
I know that voice.
I will inform him that you are here. Remain at this location until he arrives.
That is him. That's Evil Bastard. Oh, he's got a lot of combat droids for living out here.
My protocol droid tells me you are here on behalf of the Council. I was beginning to think my demands had been ignored, though I think your time would be better spent interrogating the Sandrals as to the whereabouts of my son Shen.
Why are you certain it's the Sandrals?
Many years ago, I brought my family here to Dantooine to escape the crush of humanity on the KoTOR worlds. Soon after we settled here, the Sandrals arrived, and they have been a plague upon my house ever since. The injustices
Obvious
the
Romeo and
Sandals
Juliet
have committed
reference.
against the Matales are far too numerous to name. But the council is well aware of our many disputes.
A little bit, yes,
Recently, I
Koiba.
discovered several
Not all of it.
central droids trespassing on my land. I have no idea what nefarious purpose lay behind their arrival. My own assassination, perhaps? Destruction of my property? Maybe a simple spy mission? I wasn't about to find out. My own security droids destroyed the invaders. Not a single one survived.
At least you're efficient.
It was shortly after this incident that Shen, my only son and heir to the Matali estate, vanished. Obviously, Nurik, the unscrupulous head of the Sandral clan, has abducted my son in retaliation for the destruction of his droids.
Very likely, yes, Last Echo.
The only resolution possible is the immediate return of my son. Why does the council insist on stalling? The life of my son is at stake.
This is
it
hilarious,
possible?
by the way.
Yes, of course. Now I understand. I am a man
Personally, I
of
think
the
this feud's only
world,
been going on
Jedi.
for a
I
few
know how
years. It's
things
just these
are
people
done.
are pathetic.
I will make a contribution of 1,000 credits to the council in exchange for rescuing Shen from the Sandals. I will
Seriously.
present the credits directly to you, of course.
These people are
Whether
pathetic.
the council ever learns of this donation is completely up to you.
Make it 2,000.
Nevertheless, my offer still stands. 1,000 credits for Shen's safe return. Know, however, that I will not sit idly by much longer. Eventually, I will take whatever action is necessary to rescue my son, including raising the entire Sandral estate. Until you find Shen, Jedi, we have nothing further to discuss. I suggest you hurry south to their estate, lest I take matters into my own hands.
Actually, we've already shown EA Shadow. It's funny, I mentioned something with regards to the Sith mentality, the Sith idiot mentality, and several people immediately responded, "Oh, so they're EA." It was exceptionally funny to me. So, what I like about this is another indicator of the kind of thing that happened when people are like, "Hey, you know, I have this horrible situation, I don't know how to back out of it, but I just want to do the best I can even though I don't know how to." Again, the same kind of situation that Juhani was dealing with, basically. She,
So, Bastila, I heard a rumor that the Vulkars captured you without much of a struggle. It must be embarrassing to be bested by a handful of street thugs.
There were extenuating circumstances, and I can assure you, it took far more than a handful of Vulkars to
Pride. Okay, yeah, I'm sure there were 20 of them. I mean, 50! No, 100!
Whatever you say. All I know is that if we had more Jedi like Bastila fighting against us in the Mandalorian Wars, my side might not have lost.
Bold talk from a broken-down mercenary who was serving at Davik's heel. I'd call you his pet cat hound, but they have enough loyalty not to turn on their masters.
Insults? Maybe if your master had trained your lightsaber to be as quick as your tongue, you could have escaped those Vulkars, you spoiled little Jedi princess.
I was not spoiled. I was given the same training as everyone else in the Order. You are nothing but
I love it.
Do this. There is no emotion. There is peace.
That's the problem with you Jedi. Always chanting about peace and control. Never up for a good fight. Well, except for Revan, I guess.
Enough, Mandalorian. I won't rise to your bait anymore. The game is over. Let us continue on with what we were doing.
Okay, so there's that one. I was actually hoping to get the mission one, but I brought him in so you could hear his one line really quick there. Now to cross the void again. Zzz. Well, she is going to give in to the dark side, Fearsome, so it makes sense when you think about it. Revan was the only one with any fight in him. It's a pretty common error, Zed, when you alt tab a bunch in this game. I'll take that over crashes any day. I thought there were location triggers like there are in Neverwinter Nights, Django, so shrug.
There.
Vastula is a Padawan, yes. This one, Pandemonium. Easy answer. Wait, why am I going to the Crystal Cave? I don't remember there being anything significant to talk about there. I mean, there might be. I'm not saying there isn't. I just don't remember. She's actually 18. We looked it up earlier. She is a youngin'. Seriously, she is really young. I'm gonna go be right back for a second. Sorry, guys. So, you guys said earlier that I should eat grape, nerds! Be consumed, nerds! Alright, where am I? Yeah, I'm telling you guys, I just need to keep pushing nerds. Canada Dry. Sushi? I don't know. What else should I product place, guys?
like this quick.
Who knows, Shadow? Who cares? Why are we talking about this? Is this what you guys have been talking about in my absence? Oh yes, Fu.
Hey, Bastila. You ever use the Force just for fun? You know,
This is a good combo.
A little jolt to the Force to trip out some jerk who's ticking you off.
I would never use the Force for such petty and trivial revenge. The mere thought of it's preposterous.
Oh, come on. There's gotta be times when you thought about it. Don't be so stuck up. You can tell me.
I am not stuck up. I merely have the years of training to give me the wisdom and understanding to see how childish such an act would be.
Childish? Is that a crack about my age? You ain't much older than me, Miss High and Mighty.
She isn't.
You're some Jedi doesn't mean you can be a prissy little... What the... Hey, that wasn't funny.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Mission. Come now, let's let go. Please, do try to be less clumsy in the future.
I like that one, Bowman. A lot.
It was less of a dream and more of a vision the two of us shared. But I am certainly willing to answer any questions the Jedi Council did not. And are you so certain that it is not you in my dreams? Regardless of which it is, our fates are linked. The vision was doubtless meant for us both. With luck, we will. I would rather not rely on such visions to guide us, but when we have so little else to go on, and the galaxy hangs in the balance.
Alright, so let's go ahead and switch Karth in. Whoops, wrong button. My mission. We saw your awesome thing. That's probably one of my favorite of the party interactions in KoTOR 1 right there. Bzz, hey! Damn it, Sean. No more hand movements. Shadow, I want you to imagine that there's someone who has been best friends with someone for years and years and years. And the two of them are nakama, you know, they're absolutely together. And rather than simply killing one of them, you decide to convince the other to beat them to death with their bare hands. And the whole time you're doing it, Mission is constantly believing in you, telling you, no, I don't believe that you're that evil. I don't believe that you're that evil. I don't believe you're going to kill me. I don't believe that you're going to do this to me. And the game actually gives you like 3 choices in a row. You have to say, yes, I'm that evil. Yes, I'm that evil. Yes, I'm that evil to actually go through with it. Because she just keeps giving you chance after chance after chance to turn back because she refuses to let go of that. So it's a ridiculously horrifying betrayal on top of forcing her to be killed by her best friend, on top of the fact that you're killing a complete innocent, on top of the other 50 things wrong with the situation. I hate that scene. That scene bothers me. So yeah, I'm not doing that scene. Sorry, guys. But I already have the strength gauntlets on them. Oh, you mean these strength gauntlets. Okay. So yeah. No. Yeah. Seriously, Shadow. That's freaking terrible. It's one of the most evil things I've seen in gaming. As I've talked about that scene before, that was the scene that made me stop going to any dark side or evil choices in games. Ever. Because that was just messed.
This is private property.
Oh yeah, and she's a 14-year-old while we're on the subject, although that's not a huge deal, just...
The Council? If you are here because of Shen Matale's disappearance, you are wasting your time. The Santos are not involved. This is nothing but a Matale witch hunt. Nurek left orders he was not to be disturbed, but given the circumstances, I will make an exception. Go into the main hall. Nurek will meet with you there.
Fine, Django. We'll put it to Bastila, I think. Let's see. Meh.
What?
Oh, I know exactly what moment you're talking about,
I have
Liberated.
been informed by my protocol droid that you wish to speak to me.
Yes, Pandemonium, because there's nothing else there. It's some guys who are like, hey, oh, this is the fastest way down! And that's the extent of it. Besides, you have to imagine as they're falling, they come out of it, and they're like, why am I plummeting to my death? Because it's a long way down.
Cassius is dead. I was afraid of this. Yet in my heart I knew it must be true. What happened to my son?
Cassius is a Cathhound chew toy.
Cathhounds? I was so certain the Matali family was to blame. But this changes nothing. My own son is dead. Why should I shed one tear about the disappearance of my bitter enemy's son?
Typical. Anything to continue the feud which has become so customary to you people.
I must...
That's funny coming from her.
Though it is difficult for me. My son had a diary, his private, personal thoughts. Now that he is gone, I have nothing else to remember him by. Please, the diary means more to me than it ever could to you. I will give you 100 credits for its return.
Well, okay.
I thank you for this. The diary is all I have left of my son. We have nothing further to discuss. Please, leave me to my grief.
Oh, I remember that scene. You can't do this? Yeah, I can.
You are here from the council, are you not? Looking for Shen Matale? My name is Rahasia. Nurik is my father. He has not been himself since Cassius disappeared. He is mad with grief, and he is convinced the Matales are responsible. He's not thinking rationally.
I agree, Django. This is a nice place.
My father is a good man. When my mother died, he raised me and my brother by himself. He loves his children, and we love him. I just don't want you to judge him too harshly.
Because you're an idiot, Titans? I don't know. I mean, most of the evil options in this game really are you being just a dick. It's like it's not even evil, it's just poke, poke. You know, that kind of mentality.
You must understand that father has been under a terrible strain. I have no wish to disobey him, but there are matters where even my father's authority is not absolute. My father has kidnapped Shen Matale. He feels this is a way to get back at the Matales, a way to get even for the disappearance of my brother Cassius.
I see. Well, there is the answer we seek. The Jedi Council should be informed of this at once.
You don't think that perhaps there's more to look at?
I do, actually, Omega.
That maybe everything isn't what it appears?
Of course not. It seems very simple to me. The Council must be allowed to decide the next
I love how
step.
Karth is the one who brings
Cassius
that
went
up.
missing, my father has become unstable.
Not,
he might
you
hurt
know,
him if you do that.
the
He no
Jedi.
longer even cares if the Matales are responsible for what happened to Cassius. I am afraid my father will simply kill Shen out of a mad, misguided lust for vengeance.
Why are you telling me this?
Shen is an innocent victim in all this. My father is not a bad man, but his grief has driven him to madness. He must be stopped.
Like what, Fu?
Find Shen and rescue him before my father does something he will regret forever.
See you around, Takota.
I would take you to the prison, but I cannot let my father see me with you. Take
Uh-oh,
this.
vacuum.
It will open an unguarded door at the rear of the estate. You and Shen can make your escape through there. There are many security droids guarding the halls. Please hurry. You are Shen's only hope. Shen and I, we have been taught by our families to hate each other, just for being related to our fathers. But I met Shen alone one day in the city, away from his father, and Shen was so charming, so sweet. He didn't care at all that I was a Sandral. He just accepted me for who I was, with no reservations. We talked and met again over months and fell in love. My brother Cassius met him too, and they were beginning to become friends. But then this whole mess had to happen. Please find Shen and free him. You are my only hope.
Yeah, Django, there's one other problem with the Jedi Code mentality. I haven't brought it up till now, but this is a good time to bring it up. But first I need to look up this robe. Do you know what it's called, Fu? Because that would help. Also, true love. Marriage. Marriage is what brings us together today. Let's see here. Ugh. Aha! Here it is. Found the blue robe. Excuse me. Give item. Hey, Excel. A robe 04. 1. There you go. Blue robe, just for her.
Ready?
Oops, wrong person.
Yes?
Okay, so the other flaw with the Jedi Council thing is it's all about losing responsibility. It's all about pushing it up so you don't have to be personally responsible for everything. If you notice, this is actually kind of responsible for a lot of the ways the Jedi talk and react with each other. Because it's all about blame, right? Being an adult really is about taking responsibility in many ways. And the very idea of the Jedi Council is, if you're a Padawan, look up to your master. If you're a master, look up to the council. If you're any kind of Jedi, look up to the council. And it doesn't even stop there, though, because the council themselves look up to the Force. Every single member of the Light Jedi, of the Order, to be more accurate, because not all Light Jedi are stupid, but the Order is all about pushing the blame upwards and absolving themselves from all blame. Now, the funny thing is, the Sith do the exact same thing. They don't actually take responsibility for anything they do, although for different reasons. And they always try to pin it on someone else or blame someone else as well. It's actually really quite screwed up when you think about it. Okay.
No problem. Got it.
Who are you? What do you want with me? Are you working for my father?
I'm here to rescue. I'm going to hit Ben Kenobi.
Rescue me? No. I won't leave. It's too dangerous.
What?
It's not my own safety I'm concerned about. I'm worried about the fate of Nurik's daughter, Rahasia. She's been trying to
literally,
convince her father
Miko,
to release me ever
or
since
Mike,
I was captured.
yes.
If I escape, Nurik will think Rahasia is to blame. Nurik is insane with grief over the loss of his son, Cassus. If I leave with you, it is Rahasia who will suffer. I cannot allow that.
But yeah, a great Metal Gear Solid 2 reference, and absolutely correct. No one is invalidated, but no one is right. That is exactly the flaw with the Light game, with the Light Order's philosophy.
As you wish.
I'll be back. Oh, sorry, I have to say that right. I'll be back.
How'd you like that?
I appreciate your candor, Shadow. Well, it makes sense, Mr. Blasty.
Fine ship there.
She knew what she was doing. Risky. But, I mean, yeah. You know, I actually think I might Zigoten as long as the writing was still, you know, top-notch. As I've said before, I don't actually care for the gameplay of this game. But, that being said, replaying this, the gameplay hasn't been as bad as I remember it. But it is worth noting that I am playing freely using cheats, although I guess I've only done like 2 cheats so far, but still. They're equipment cheats, so that counts.
There.
And I know plenty of players love the gameplay, and indeed, I know we've been talking about that for much of the days. So I wouldn't want to rob other people of their enjoyment of the gameplay. I can endure the gameplay for the great story. I would rather have that than other people be robbed of something they enjoy.
There.
Yeah, I have the best lightsaber in this game and the best armor. Well, the best robe. Wow, Javin. Your elitism makes me smile.
Who are you? What do you want with me?
I was just here.
As you wish.
What the...
Who are you? If you can convince Rahesia to escape with us, I will accompany you. Though I do not know if she'd be willing to turn her back on her home and family.
Yeah, I know, Django. I'm worried about this persuade check.
But if she will not go, then I too shall stay. I would rather face my own death than have her face her father's wrath because I escaped.
I'd die for you, Riley. Oh, absolutely, Shadow. Although I also wouldn't mind a God of War style or a Kingdom Hearts style complet for this. Basically, Qui-Gon Jinn was refused a council seat because he never agreed with doctrine. Okay, damn it. And so he never adhered to the council's dogmatic views. I'll be back. I've totally lost my train of thought. Oh, okay, I know what we're doing.
What are you doing here? Shen can be so stubborn sometimes. If one of the security droids sees me...
If one of the security droids sees you, don't worry. I destroyed all those droids. Your father's going to be out a lot of money. I hope you appreciate how much money you've cost your father, little
wait as
woman.
long as I can, but you must hurry.
So, you'll notice I haven't really been talking too much about this quest. There's several interesting outcomes for this quest. Several interesting outcomes. So what do you want me to take, Django? Weapon focus. Okay. Depends on the ice cream. I'm eating a croissant. I can't do French. Push? Why the hell will I get push? Screw that, I'm getting stun droid. So yeah. I'm gonna not loot. Because I'm evil. God damn it, Raul. Really? Now? Looks like it was only for a second. Okay, we're good. Oh, god damn it. I forgot the guy I'm escorting. That's how all escort quests should end. What? Ugh, fine. By the way, damn is not a swear word. Just in my opinion. Damn it, dog. Speaking of which. I hate dogs. Hate all dogs. Even you. You're the worst dog ever. Worst dog ever. Beyond worst dog. No, I'm not petting you. You're not listening to me? No pets for you. Oh, wait. Alright, where was I? Right. Excuse me, Royd. Gotta say that right.
You're back. Have you spoken to Rahasia?
Yes, I cut her throat open and made her bleed out on the ground over the last 10 minutes. How about you?
I pray she's not just telling me what I want to hear. But I have to take that chance. Hurry then, we must not keep Rahasia waiting.
Yes, that's exactly what he wants to hear.
Shen, You're safe.
Rahasia, thank goodness you managed to escape.
So I'm going to show
All
off
thanks
something
to
really
this kind
quick.
Jedi that we managed to get this far at all. I thank you, Jedi, for all that you have done for us.
Possibly LH Grunt, but it might not have been possible to do so. I definitely think it would have changed the future substantially.
No, we know that you must have gone to great personal risk to get us out of the Sandral estate undetected. But surely we can...
Dun, dun, dun!
There you are, Shen.
Father!
Mr. Matale.
Rahasia!
Father.
Mr. Sandral!
Nurik! Alan! I knew this
I love that little interaction.
Knew you had captured my son.
You had taken my Cassus from me long before that. You started it.
I don't want to hear any of your excuses. Now I will get revenge for your transgressions.
Why don't you just shoot each other and get it over with?
No, Father, don't do this!
We don't always need to be fighting like this.
It's gone too far for that, Rahasia. Alan has crossed the line one too many times.
Ha! For what you've done to me and my family, I will see you dead and rotting in the ground.
The only way either of you will end this is with blood.
Are you mad? They will slaughter each other.
What are you doing? You trying to get everyone here killed?
No, don't!
This has all gone horribly wrong somewhere. Alan, what can we be thinking? How could we have let this go this far? We are at each other's throats now, fighting over our children's lives when they are old enough to live their own.
He is my son! How can he disrespect my wishes like this?
You know, Nurik, Alan actually did kill Cassus.
He...
What? No, no! I never did anything to your son.
I knew you were lying, you dog! And to think I thought it might not have been you, so I'll take your son from you!
Father, no! Don't do it!
Die!
So he doesn't shoot the other guys, he shoots him.
Shen!
Don't let them get away with that.
Die!
So then he kills his daughter.
No! Rahasia! I'll kill you!
The Master has been injured. Terminate all opposition. Destroy the invaders.
And then we're left fighting the 4 droids there. I just wanted to show off just how bad this situation can get. It's not just the old men killing each other. They kill each other's children. Right in front of them. Which is, oh, what's the word? Messed! That's the word. Messed. Oh god. Wait a minute. Oh god, guys, we're actually dark side now. We just went to the dark side. I think the only thing I can say in this situation is, Kashi! Damn it! Well, anyways. I don't know why I got light side buttons. I do want to show off the other thing here, so... this one. Who was the one who donated that? I just want everyone to know that Tegrin is the reason that is now canon.
You're back. I pray she is not just telling me what I wanted.
Shen, you're safe.
Rahasia, thank goodness you managed.
Hang on. Oh wow, I just got like a lot of donations here. as you can see here. Oh god, they're still coming. They're still coming. Oh god. Ow. Okay. So that's another. So we're.
It was all thanks to this kind Jedi that we managed to get this far at all.
Yeah. So okay, it was no problem. No reward is necessary. Yeah, guys, it is too late to change the outcome. That is how this works. And I did promise you guys a good dark option.
There you are,
qualifies.
Father! Mr. Matale!
Rahesia!
Father!
Mr. Sandro!
Nurik! Alan! I knew
We gotta have that
all
scene again,
your
too.
Please listen to him, Father.
Why should I listen to the Jedi? All you want is to remain with that Sandral harlot.
My daughter is not a harlot, Matale dog! We are trying to be reasonable here, of course. We are sensible people, after all. But our children are being so stubborn.
Yes, I did, Reach.
Shen
It's an
would
awesome
just
quote, by the way.
understand that he has to do what I want. This would all be
By the way,
so
yes,
easy.
this is the guy from Metal Gear Solid 3. I'm sorry.
But he is my son. I don't want to lose him.
And I won't let my daughter go with him. My little Rahesia.
Father!
I don't know why we fight like this. We got along in the beginning, didn't we, Alan?
I don't know how you can think of that when we have our children trying to go away together.
Well, it wouldn't be so bad, would it? Shen seems to genuinely
Fulgent,
care
that's his name,
for my
thank you.
Rahesia. He might be a good husband for her someday.
As much as I may dislike it, I think I see it too.
It was thrown towards light side, yes, Reach.
I suppose I might be convinced to see that Sandral girl with my son, if she is loyal to him. But
I do,
don't
Shadow.
trust you a centimeter farther, old man. Your daughter may treat Shen well, but you will never see them. They will live with me.
Of course not, you pompous old windbag. They'll be living with me.
Why don't you compromise?
I will not have them set foot in a Sandral household.
They shall not live with the Matales.
Then you propose to buy us a new house, do you?
Oh, well, yes, actually, that sounds like a good idea.
I'm surprised. That does sound like a good idea.
We should discuss this more.
Thank you, Master Jedi, for bringing us together and getting our parents to accept us.
We will praise you to the Council for what you have done and name our children after you.
Thank you again. We'll
Um,
remember you all.
We will name our children Revan after you. Kuwabara. So, I do have one thing to talk about with this thing, and it's really a minor thing because this whole subplot is just there as kind of a little cute Romeo and Juliet nod, blah blah blah. But and there's a little bit of Cold War thing in that as well. I personally think that whoever, and this is probably me reading way too much into this. I'll admit this freely. I think this quest was put in as a specific way to highlight how stupid it is that the Sith and the Jedi are so against each other and always have been. Think about that for a moment. The Sith have never, well, at very few points in history, have been willing to work with the Jedi. And the Jedi are always, destroy the Sith, destroy the Sith. And the Sith are like, destroy the Jedi. And they're both equally stupid. But when you think about their philosophies and their mindsets, there's really nothing that make them opponents. Not really. A combination group of the Sith and the Jedi working together would actually be, overall, really awesome, I think, and would actually work as long as it was the intelligent dark side users and the intelligent light side users working together. If you kind of get my mindset there. So this quest really shines a light on how ridiculous it is because their complaints about each other are ultimately petty. And it's all about the Horde versus Alliance thing, as I like to call it. Well, you There's a perfect quote about this. I'm going to try and remember this. I'm going to forget it, but it's basically something along the lines of, every action causes grief, or it causes harm, which provokes reprisal, and every reprisal is seen as another attack, which provokes another immediate reprisal. That's what happens with the Jedi and the Sith, just back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And that's been doing that since absolutely forever. And neither side has ever really, at least as an organization, been willing to work with the other. And when you think about it, it is dumb when you come down to it. It is very much a Cold War scenario. There are good people on both sides, bad people on both sides, but ultimately the thing you want to take away from this is that there are people on both sides. Yes, Taranzu, thank you for someone getting that. So, anyways, over in the other reality, they're dead. Kachi. I don't know. I use SoundCloud, but it's not really good for minimal little stuff. You can do small sounds to Tumblr, I know. No, Mr. Blasty. It's allegory, dude. Allegory. Cold War. Cold War scenario. Now, Taitu is correct. The Jedi kind of started things. Really. It's just that... that's the problem, isn't it? You know, one of the sides did start things, and there's no denying that. But all you're going to have is this over and over and over and over and over until one of the sides is willing to say, no more. And, yeah. Palpatine, I don't know who this Sheev guy is you're talking about, because that's the AU and doesn't count for anything, but Palpatine is not a good person. Good has happened under his reign, but no. He is not the hero that the galaxy needs, even if it's not the hero the galaxy deserves. Oh yeah, sure. Here's my alignment right now. Although most of that is because I was showing off the glitch back in Taurus. Yeah, we need to go take out the Shaw of Pride really quick. I think that'll help things out a lot. There is an infinite light side on Dantooine, but I don't know where it is. Does anyone know where it is, or have I passed it at this point in time? Who knows, Grunge? Who knows? I do not like the rule of two. I never have. I disagree with it completely. Right, Django. Thank you. So we're not there yet. So we can't raise our light side just yet. So I remember this fight. I remember dying to this fight. In fact, the first time I ever played this game, this was the first fight that really curb stomped me. Gotcha, Dios. Well, whatever. I missed that one. Oh, well. That's what I deserve for massacring the innocent, I suppose. I mean, I did do that, so it's... yeah, sure, whatever. Okay.
What?
Save. Into the Rakata ruins. Cheating to change your alignment tends to really bug out the game in my experience, because I've done that one before. That's why I'm specifically not doing that.
Sergeant
king watawama mulira. Yula lipa ak inkokun. Da hupa botinya go juju piki. Just grunty do patslimo.
I think the droid is trying to communicate with us by cycling through a variety of languages. Each time it spoke, it was using a very different alien dialect.
Thank
The
you,
droid
Captain
can probably
Obvious.
understand us. The only problem is it may not have been programmed with the phonemes of a language we can understand.
So, I don't want to talk too much about the Rakata yet, but we will be talking about the Rakata, make no mistake.
I recognize this language as well. It's an archaic variant of the Selkath dialect spoken on Manan. Why would a droid on Dantooine be programmed to speak
Which
ancient
one, Shadow?
Selkath?
Communication was vital to ensure that the slaves constructed this temple according to the wishes of the builders. But you are not the slave species or the builders.
It must be referring to Revan. The Dark Lord and Malik likely encountered this droid when they explored these ruins.
So this was a droid that disciplined slaves for the Rakata. Then they killed all the slaves because they had served their purpose. I'm just going to drop that there because that's really freaking horrifying the more you think of it. Seriously. They gathered all the slaves here and they put a droid in charge of disciplining them. And once the slaves had built the temple, the droid executed all the slaves per orders.
Revolutions would take more than 20,000 years. If this is true, then this droid is nearly 5,000 years older than the Republic itself. There must be some mistake.
Yeah, by the way, the Rakatans... Some people are like, who's the most evil thing in Star Wars? And I usually refer to a person. In fact, I usually refer to Tarkin himself. But as Lamppost just asked the question I was just leading into, the most evil race is not the Sith or the humans or anything. No, it's the frickin' Rakatans. They were a messed up people. Like, seriously. The Rakatans were just seriously messed up.
These builders must have been an extinct people. Though it is strange, there's no record of their existence. Even the archives of the Jedi Academy make no mention of them. In the years before the Republic, the Hutts were a dominant force in the galaxy, but they never constructed an empire. In fact, I know of no species that would fit with this information.
None can stand against their might and the power of the Starforge. So what is the Starforge? Oh, absolutely, Grunge. Tarkin is way more evil than Palpatine. So this is... They're talking about the Starforge here. Sorry, I'm going to skip through a bunch of this.
Maybe. Let me explain how the Sith were able to amass a fleet so quickly. But I suspect the Starforge is more powerful than a mere factory. Maybe the droid has more information we can...
The irony is its primary use is as a factory.
Perhaps you should ask it something else.
It's just a really good factory with close to infinite resources. So, other people showed up. They proved themselves worthy. Nemo's dead. I found Nemo.
Revan and Malik unlocked the sealed door and uncovered the secrets of the Starforge. Now Malik is using the Starforge to fuel his conquest of the Republic. We have to find out what they uncovered. We have to find a way to unseal these doors to learn more about the Starforge.
Oh, God.
The Republic is depending on us.
Portal. All over again. First of all, hey Scary Novel, welcome to the stream. Hope you enjoy the extremely boring Lorerun, which is what I'm going through here. There's Nemo. Just take all this stuff because I'm evil. Yeah, let's go ahead and get some weapons on here, because I know what's coming. Actually, you know what? Just for fun, I want to see what happens if I use my Doom Saber on it for a little bit. Just to see. Alright, use the Barragan on her. Can he even use melee weapons? Kind of. That'll have to do.
What?
Yeah, the center point station is another one of those situations.
How'd you like that?
There we go. That wasn't so bad. Press many buttons at random. I like how it gives you the computer skill option, but then it tells you you have no knowledge of how to do this. Your attempt is doomed. So we'll kick the computer. You kick the computer, your foot hurts. Talk to the computer. The computer goes silent, its screen blank, and a few unusual characters appear on the screen. The computer emits a rapid series of tones. You hear one of those tones softly echoed by your datapad. A small data receptacle opens in front of the machine. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I have now lost my datapad. Yay! Identified the 3 primary death-giving seed world types. Desert. Oceanic. And no, okay. To my knowledge, Pandemonium, nothing is being done for the EU. What? We are currently a left side, yes. Okay, fine. Desert, volcanic, barren. Although I guess Korriban was barren, wasn't it? God, can you imagine your computer just suddenly displaying Rhodian text? Wouldn't that be terrible? No, I caught you, Django. But my tactic is still working, if you can see what I'm doing here. No, Shadow. There's actually a place called the Galactic Core in the Star Wars galaxy, which is a mess. It's hard to navigate, lots of heavy gravity, stars clustered together, molten worlds. It's an unpleasant place to be. Okay, I can't loot anything there, so whatever. Now, this is much closer to the core. Okay, datapad, talk, life-giving. Ugh. Fine, I'll search the wreckage. There's nothing there! You tricked me, Reach. I finally reach out an olive branch to you and you tricked me. Alright, I'm going to be right back. This is the third interruption. I'm just going to cut off the recording for a bit. I will be back in a little bit, guys.